And that delivery almost came from nowhere because we hadn't seen, as you say, any turn really up until that point. And I wonder if that's the way forward because he bowled that really slow, Scholz, and he got a vicious amount of turn really from nowhere. I'd like to see the pace on that delivery again because it did seem like he really tossed it up. That could be the way forward for all the spinners in this match. So big opportunity for Hardik. He's got pretty much half of the innings to bat if he wants. Doesn't often come in this early. First ball for him is Scholz. Fires this one in, the left arm spinner onto the stumps. Defended for no run by Hardik Pandya. Maybe Sky just thought, well, look, it's not going to turn, so I'm going to go nice and early. And then he was unpleasantly surprised. Scholz again, slightly sidearm as well, isn't he, Scholz? He's not a left arm spinner, he gets nice and high. It's not a high arm action. The next two have just been straight on since that delivery.
No, he's got a low delivery height, but he really does give it a rip at the last second with that wrist and with those fingers. You can almost hear him grunting in the stump mic. So he is trying to get some purchase off this pretty flat wicket.
Short to Tilak Verma, who rocks back and clips him into the leg side for one. Yeah, he is Namibia's highest wicket taker in T20 internationals, Bernard Scholz, so he's been around a while. He's a very reliable performer for them, and they'll be very happy with how it's gone the last few overs because 86 for one after the power play. I mean, you called 300 early. I was thinking the same, to be honest. Scholz's fifth delivery is worked off his legs by Hardik for none to mid-wicket. Another good over this. Scholz's figures looking good. 1 for 7 of 1.5 overs. Can he close it out, though, against a new batter? He can. Again, Hardik picks out mid-wicket for no run. So, excellent stuff from Namibia, who are really reining things back in. India 122 for 3 off 11 overs. And suddenly this innings has a slightly different complexion to it. And with one new batter and one who's not exactly racing away, it's a good opportunity as well the next couple of overs to keep bringing that run rate down.
No, it is, and the spin looks like it's probably the harder of the two bowling types to play on this wicket. I think Erasmus is going to keep himself on. It'll be 3 overs for him on the trot, which just feels a little bit risky, but he has bowled really well. He's only gone for 11, picked up the 1 wicket.
There's the sidearm from the tall Namibia captain. What's amazing about it, this is clipped into the leg side by Tilak Verma for a single, is he's a tall guy, Gerhard Erasmus. So when you see the replay, when he bowls the sidearm, he almost has to sort of collapse his back knee so it's touching the ground. And he has to get so low to get the sidearm in because he is so tall.
Yeah, it wouldn't be on a cricket textbook how to bowl off spin, would it? But it is being effective at the moment.
Right, he's over the wicket. This is a more legitimate delivery. Actually, it was a quicker ball. So he's good at disguising his pace as well. This almost sneaks through, but Hardik jams it out down to long off. So he's got really good disguise on his pace, on everything, really.
It's a really impressive skill because he doesn't just change the trajectory of his arm. He almost changes his whole action between balls to change up the pace, change up the height.
Sidearm again round the wicket to Tilak Verma, who can do nothing but inside edge the ball onto his pad and back to the bowler. They're really struggling to get to grips with him.
Yeah, and the fact that he's able to change that action, which is quite incredible, and he's also got so much control honing in on those stumps.
There's the quicker ball, very full, almost Yorker length. It's dug out by Tilak Verma straight to cover. It's another dot. Just 2 off this over so far, 4 balls in. That run rate's dropping down to 10.63 now. 67 mile an hour, that last one. That's quicker than some club fast bowlers. Down the track comes Tilak, hits this flat, straight to long off. And it's taken comfortably. Coming around is JJ Smith. So it's another big moment for Namibia. They've taken 3 quick wickets. Now Ishan Kishan, Suryakumar Yadav and Tilak Verma. It was another delivery bowled from well behind the popping crease, and Tilak was not able to judge it correctly. He's gone for 25 off 21.
Well, the skipper does it again, gets another big wicket, another left-hander in his pocket. Barmer goes to 25, but he deserves that wicket because of the sheer skill that he's showing within his bowling. He bowls round arm, he changes his pace, he almost changes his action between ball and that one, as you say, Matt, bowling it from way behind the crease line just to change up the pace that the batter will face as the ball comes onto the bat. So what a brilliant over from Erasmus. And just before this over, I thought bowling 3 on the bounce for an off spinner was quite a risky ploy, but it has paid off. He feels that, you know, I'm going to change this game for my team, for my country. Now India find themselves 4 down after a brilliant start off the power play. Namibia have come back so strongly and picked up those 3 quick wickets. At the end of the power play, they're 86 for 1, and now they find themselves just before the end of the 12th over, 124 for 4. So what a comeback led by the skipper Erasmus.
And it would have been really easy to wilt in that situation, wouldn't it? With India, their tails up, the crowd expectant of a massive score. But quite the opposite. That's when they really started to get things together, Namibia, and start thinking about where they needed to bowl, particularly the captain, Erasmus, who continues to Shivam Dubé. It's a full delivery, which is hit back to Erasmus, who dives across Hardik, the non-striker. Hardik finishes on top of Erasmus, who then boshes out a couple of press-ups with Hardik Pandya on his back. He's a strong guy, clearly, and it's over, by the way. 124 for 4 off 12. That was an extraordinary
He's a strong guy physically, but he's also a strong character. He just plays with such a big smile on his face. He's loving being out there in the contest. He was great value at the toss as well. Huge smile on his face throughout, and you would have felt that that smile could have been defeated when India were 86 off the first 6 overs. It's just showing his team that they can stay in it, make sure they enjoy this occasion, a T20 World Cup against India, against the host nation. And Namibia, they're just coming back into this game, and Scholz is going to be in here for his 3rd over.
And 1 for 7. His excellent figures as well. So Hardik Pandya, 2 off 5. Shivam Dubé's only faced 1 ball. It is 2 fresh batters now at a time when India want to regain the momentum. Here comes Scholz, full on off stump, driven nicely down to long off by Hardik Pandya. I guess if you're India in this situation, you've just got to say, look, all the batters who've just taken a few balls to get in, once they've got in, they've been seeing it pretty well. And it's short boundaries too. So just give yourself that opportunity and you will be able to score quickly. I think they should still be targeting 200, really, quite possibly here. That's 10 and over. 200 minimum, I'd say, particularly with the power they have. Shivam Dubé eases into a drive down to long off, and someone like him, this ground will not be big enough if he gets going, that is for sure.
No, and look, the 200 is still on because of that unbelievable start they had in the power play, but it's more the way that they're going about it. You know, their batters are getting in, they're looking so good.
Off the back foot, this is hit hard back to Scholz, who misfields but is able to recover, and no run taken.
But then almost just a lapse in concentration when you're going so well, and, you know, just kind of gifting your wicket away. So the run rate is over 10, so they're in a pretty good position still. But it's just the way that they're going about their batting in the middle order.
This is full, and Hardik climbs into this. He whacks this straight over long on. It thuds into the stand, almost goes into the second tier. And it's a maximum that you feel India needed just to get them going again. Scholz not quite getting his length right. That was right in the slot.
It was, and maybe he was looking for the turn, but also too straight from Bernard Scholz. Went full. Hardik Pandya, what a shot, 88 metres 6.
Scholz again, just pulls the length back slightly. Hardik waits for this and punches it down the ground to long off and comes through for the single. Probably want Dubé on strike to Scholz as much as possible, don't they? Ball spinning into his arc. If I was Scholz, I'd be very wary of that. Just bring that length back a little bit. Don't give him anything. Hit off the front foot down the ground. Final ball of the over. It goes very full. the opposite. Goes for the Yorker, and he gets it full enough. So it's clipped into the leg side by Shivam Dubé. He will keep the strike. India 134 for 4 off 13 overs. Hardik Pandya 10 off 9, Dubé 2 off 3. If you're just joining us, India could be on a few more. They were 86 for 1 off the power play after a sensational start. Sanju Samson 22 off 8 balls. Ishan Kishan 61 off 24. But since then, Namibia have really put the brakes on. They've come back into it. They've taken 3 wickets since the power play and just stunted India slightly. And now, as Abhishek Junjunwala joins me and Tash Farrant has a quick break, feels like India need to crank it up again and get going. Maybe that 6 will do that in that previous over.
Yeah, they just need a momentum shift. And in the last 7 overs, just 48 runs and 3 wickets. But the spinners have bowled really well. There's a bit of turn, and it's not just about the turn, the way they bowl, the line they bowl, and the lengths are crucial on the surface. Anything full is easy to hit down the ground. Yeah, they pull things back quite nicely, because at one point we were looking at 250, 270 minimum. And now India must be thinking we've got to get to 200, 210 somehow from here.
Here comes Ruben Trumpelman back into the attack. Flipped away for a single onto the leg side. And they come back for 2.
A good running change off.
So 2 taken off that first ball by Dubé. Good running. Trumpelman back in. Wide outside the off stump. Guided to backward point for no run. It's a good return by Trumpelman. Found a bit of swing early in the match, but that was only for a couple of overs. Now he's got a different role. Might have to bang the ball in short. Try and get wickets caught square of the boundary. But it has been a magnificent comeback by Namibia, and it's keep going. He's banged this one in short. Pulled by Shivam Dubé out to deep mid-wicket. No timing. But that's what he needs to do, Abhishek, isn't it? When the ball's not swinging, just get his lengths right.
Yeah, I think a lot of change of pace. You need a lot of change of pace on this surface. We have seen anything pace on has been pretty easy for the batters to go after. The moment they brought in spin, they introduced spin, it's been difficult. And India not just found it difficult to score runs, but they kept losing wickets as well. Still in a very strong position, but they've come back quite well.
Here's Trumpelman again. He goes for the wide Yorker. 2 wide, though. That was just wide of the blue line. You can see what he's doing. Just got it slightly wrong. And that's the thing with this Indian side, is because they've got all these all-rounders, they've got a number of finishers. They're not just reliant on a Hardik Pandya, say. You've got Shivam Dubé. You've got Rinku Singh. It's interesting how Rinku often these days comes in at 7, doesn't he? He's someone who could very easily come in at 5.
Yeah, that's exactly what we were discussing. They've got such depth that they can keep floating people around if they need.
Trumpelman in from over the wicket. And India are on course for a quite big score here, 139 for 4 in the 14th over, so possibly over 200. But at one stage, they were 86 for 1 off 6 overs, a staggering power play. Ishan Kishan, 61 off 24 balls. Sanju Samson, a sparkling 22 off just 8 balls. But since then, Namibia have come back into the match. They picked up regular wickets, brought the run rate down. The pitch, though, is good. And India will be hoping they can still get well up over 200. At the moment, Hardik Pandya's on 11, Shivam Dubé's on 5, and we have 6.1 overs to go. So just a short update over on 5 Live. As you heard there, that previous Trumpelman delivery got pulled for 1 by Shivam Dubé out to deep mid-wicket. It's been a good over this so far, no boundary. Final ball, full. Driven nicely by Hardik Pandya. That's a classic cover drive, which you don't often see at this stage of the innings. But he had mid-off and cover up. And there was no protection out in the deep there. And Hardik Pandya recognised that and just kept his shape. Glorious.
Oh, absolutely. Stunning shot. Didn't try and overhit it. He just had to pierce that gap. And he threaded it beautifully. Hardik Pandya looking in very good touch. Just giving himself a bit of time, which is always good on a pitch like this. You've just lost a few wickets. You just need to steady things down. And both Dubé and Hardik, we know if they get going in the last 4 or 5 overs, they can score plenty.
He's not happy with his bat, though, Hardik Pandya. How often do you see that from batters? They hit a 4 or a 6, and then they look at the bat and go, no, I don't like this one, actually. I think I'll have another one.
Yeah, send me a heavier one.
It's just gone for 4.
Yeah, not happy with the 4s, probably need a 6. But Hardik Pandya, what a cricketer. And I mean, he makes a massive difference when he's bowling. I think he finds it a bit difficult to find a spot in the 11 if he's not bowling. But if he's bowling and batting both, yeah, he's an automatic pick for India, especially in white ball format.
Yeah, and he has been for a while, hasn't he? I guess the question is, so you accept that he will be the all-rounder in the side. We're just going to have a quick break for a drink now with India. 144 for 4 off 14 overs in this match against Namibia. I guess the question is, do you need like a Shivam Dubé in there as well? Do you need the 2 seam bowling all-rounders, or could you have a specialist batter in there? Could you have Shreyas Iyer in there?
If you ask me, I would have Shreyas Iyer any day in place of Shivam Dubé, because how often Shivam Dubé is going to give you more than 1 or 2 overs? And even then, is he going to bowl? If your main 5 or 6 bowlers are doing well, you don't really go to Shivam Dubé. So probably they kept him in the middle order because of the power, because the way he can hit 6s. So that's probably one of the reasons. But I think Shreyas Iyer, the way he has played in the last 12 to 18 months, yeah, he should have been in the squad.
He can feel a bit aggrieved, I suppose. I guess the only issue that India might have when you look at their team today, for example, and it changes slightly when Abhishek Sharma comes in because he can bowl a little bit, but the top 4 don't bowl at all. So that means, and Rinku Singh bowls a little bit of off spin but not much, so that means if you don't have someone in the number 6 spot who bowls a bit, i.e. Shivam Dubé, you've only really got 5 bowling options. So I get why he's there. If you had Abhishek playing, you'd have another spin option. Rinku Singh is, in my mind, not a bad off-spinner. I mean, he's a part-timer.
But probably he'll bowl once in 10 games. He's that sort of a bowler.
Do you know what? I was in Pallekele when India toured Sri Lanka, and he got like 3 foot or something. With I mean, the track was ragging square, but I think Sky bowled himself in that game. Bizarre T20 international there. Right, we're ready to go again. Here comes Scholz into the left-handed Dubé, and you can see he's worried about bowling it to his arc because he bowled this a long way aside off stump and is a wide.
You can sense this is the over where India is going to start going big. Now, they've faced a few deliveries. Both these players recognize that we've got to push 220, 230 here.
Here's Scholz. Fast into the pitch. Doesn't matter. Dubé rocks back and dispatches this many a mile. This is almost into the top tier. This has hit the board in front of the top tier and bounced down at the Feroz Shah Kotla. That is a humongous 6.
That is humongous. I think that's well over 90 meters. But look at that power, and probably that's one of the reasons he's there, because the way he can hit spinners, very few cricketers in the world can hit spinners like that. And I think this is the over where he'll target 3, 4 6s if he can.
107 metres, that one, a monster. Full down leg side, misses everything. That's going to be wide. Went for the Yorker, Scholz. He was worried about the power, but he got his line wrong. And Zayn Green, the keeper, missed it as well. So is this the big over that India were waiting for?
I think this is going to be the over where the bowler is really, really worried bowling anywhere in his arc or even on the off stump. Because of the power, he's going to drag it toward the onside. So I think this is the over where Shivam Dubé is just going to go. He's decided this is the over. I want to hit 3 or 4 6s.
Well, what does Scholz do here? He fires it in wide of the off stump, went for the wide Yorker. Smart move. should get Dubé off strike. Erasmus comes in and makes sure it's only one, so he'll be a relieved man. That can't be a nice feeling if you're a left-arm spinner coming in to Shivam Dubé with the short boundary in the 15th over.
I don't think the boundary matters, to be honest, to Shivam Dubé. It doesn't matter which boundary you put. He's going to clear it with ease. And 107 meters is a 6, regardless which field you're playing in the world. That's a massive hit.
That's a big 6 at the MCG, which is a big playing surface. Right, he's got the right-hander on strike. Here comes Scott round the wicket. He goes wide and full, and that is some shot from Hardik Pandya now, who flat bats this over wide, long off. It was a long way outside off stump, close to the wide line, but he went after it, and that has come right out of the middle too. That's another big one.
It's just when you decide you've got to go, suddenly the pressure on the bowler is different, and you start hitting the ball a lot better. The intent. In this over, they've changed their intent. They want to hit those 4s and 6s, and look at the reaction from the crowd and from the fielders as well.
That's 109 metres. This time he gets the wide Yorker nailed, Scholz. Perfect length, and it's missed by Hardik Pandya for a dot ball, but 107 metres followed by 109 metres. Those are two monsters. They really are. Right, will he go for the wide Yorker again? Yes, he does. Well played by Hardik Pandya. He square drives it, he beats the man at cover point. He probably should have done better, and it's 4 more. 167 for 4 now. We've got 1 ball left in the over. This is a big one.
This is a huge over. Hardik Pandya still not happy with the bat. He's still checking his bat. The fielder could have done a bit better. Should have stopped it. Does he go again? He will. If the ball is in the slot anywhere close to him, he's going to go again, Hardik.
Here comes Scott's final ball for him. He gets this very full, and Hardik whacks it down to long off. Only 1, but Scholz's figures have been ruined a little bit. 4 overs, 1 for 41. He ends up with India 168 for 4, 5 overs to go. Nikesh Wadani will lead you through these final 5 overs. What do you reckon the target for India is from here, Abhishek?
I think they should look at least 220, 230. And if they get going, both these players, I wouldn't be surprised if they get close to 250 as well from here.
Now they're going at 11.2 and over now. 24 runs off that last over from Scholz to ruin what was a very good spell up until then. This is what can happen towards the back end of the innings. I believe I did mention to you, Abhishek, off air, that if Hardik gets in, I've got a feeling he might go nuts tonight, and he certainly is at the moment. 26 from 15. Shivam Dubé with that monster hit in the previous over too. It's 13 from 9. And it's going to be Chikongo who bowls this 16th over. 2 overs, 1 for 25.
I wouldn't be surprised if this is another 20-run over. He'll try. He doesn't have a lot of pace, but what he needs to do well here, if he wants to restrict them, is use his change of pace.
Chikongo over the wicket to Hardik. It's a wide Yorker. It's pretty well executed. Hardik drives straight to extra cover. There's no run. And middles it to that fielder on the edge of the circle. Looks frustrated with himself because he was deep in his crease. There was a kind of almost turned that into a half volley. That ball down at 72 miles an hour. So slightly slower than his stock delivery, which is kind of mid to high 70s. 168 for 4. I won't worry about the odd dot ball, these two. They know they can make up for it. Chikongo into Hardik again. Next ball is smashed down towards long off and gets to the fielder on the bounce. So be happy with the start to the over. Better Chikongo.
I think the plan is very simple for him to try and go as full as possible. Try and not allow the batters to get that elevation to hit him for a 6. If they get a boundary, it's fine. A very close half volley is a very difficult ball to hit it over the infield. So the plan is simple from him. He's going to try and bowl Yorkers, try and bowl as full as possible. Into the surface, he's going to go.
He's trying to keep it outside off to Hardik Pandya. He's going to have a change of angle here to the left-handed Shivam Dubé. Chance of Dubé ring around the Arun Jaitley Stadium as he takes guard. Chikongo at the top of his mark. Just takes a deep breath. Next, Dubé wait an extra moment. And in he comes. Shikongo bowls and goes for that wide Yorker. Ends up being a lowish full toss, which Dubé just dabs into the offside for a single. So very good first 3 deliveries for Namibia. .11. India won't want to release the momentum completely after getting 24 off the previous over, so might be prepared to take 1 or 2 risks here. Hardik Pandya. Shivam Dubé 6th, the second biggest of the tournament so far, 107 metres behind Hardik Pandya with 109. Shikongo in, and Hardik smashes this down the ground all the way for 6, over long off. And look, it works for a couple of deliveries, doesn't it, at the start, but if you keep bowling in the same spot, it allows the batters just to set themselves up, and Hardik was batting way deep in his crease there, expecting that full delivery, turned it into a slop ball by doing so, and has smashed it 84 metres over the rope.
Yeah, the ability to hit sixes, both these players, and that's what makes them so special.
176 for India in the 16th. Another shot down the ground. It's not gone quite as far. It's 1 bounce 4 into the side screen. That was even more pleasing on the eye than the previous 6 there from Hardik Pandya. So 3 really good deliveries to kick off the over. But a couple of boundaries have swung it back in India's favour in terms of momentum.
Yeah, but at the moment it's very straightforward for Hardik. He knows exactly what's coming. You've got to change up. You've got to bowl that slower delivery. You've got to bowl into the surface. You've got to try and do something different. Otherwise, it's too predictable as a batter. Again, standing very deep, both feet inside the crease. He's expecting another very full delivery, Hardik.
Shikongo does go full outside off, and that's been driven square. It's been timed exquisitely. There was a deep backward point on the boundary. All he can do is watch it crash into the ropes to his right. So that turns into an expensive over in the end. 16 from it, from nowhere after those 3 boundaries to finish it off. And India still on the charge, 184 for 4. 4 overs left in the innings. And what are they looking at now, Abhishek? 230, 240?
I think if they get going, they can even get to 250 here. Both these players have the ability to get 15 to 20 and over from here. And if they can, if you look at the last 14 deliveries, they've got 45 runs with 3 sixes and 4 fours. And if they can carry on doing the same, that takes them very close to 250. With another 10 deliveries, 24 deliveries left. I think 250 is on the card here.
2 of your favourite artists, Abhishek, on the PA system at the moment. Ed Sheeran, Arijit Singh.
Yeah, sadly, Arijit Singh just announced that he's not going to do any more playback singing.
He might do a U-turn, like a lot of these cricketers do, don't they? When they retire and then they come back. Trumpelman to bowl the start of the next over, and that's a thick outside edge. It doesn't quite carry to deep third. Shikongo it was, running in from the rope. He's looking for the big booming shot over the offside, Dubé. But the outer half of the bat, a lot of hang time, but falls safe.
I think it's a lot harder to bowl to Hardik Pandya because you know that he's going to hit you on the offside, he's going to hit you on the leg side. With Shivam Dubé, it's pretty much onside, it's pretty much long on till square leg. So if you can keep that ball outside the off stump very full, yeah, you might get away. But with Hardik, the margin of error is so minuscule that you have to nail everything you're planning. And York is probably the best option. Anything into the surface, he picks the length so very early.
We've got a packed leg side field at the moment. Got a long on, deep mid-wicket, deep backward square leg. Fine leg has gone out on the rope too. Deep cover has come inside the circle. Long off is out. So full into the pads, perhaps, yes. That's what he does, and Hardik flicks it away out towards deep backward square. And it will just be the 1. So Trumpelman bowling to his field there and executing it pretty well.
A pretty good start to this over, just a couple of singles. Can he bowl a good over? You've seen the previous over as well. First 3 deliveries fetched a couple of runs, and the next 3 went for 14.
Trumpelman into Dubé, another wide Yorker driven out to deep cover for another 1.
Very good execution so far. Just 3. Can Hardik Pandya squeeze in a couple of boundaries here? 63-run partnership of just 31 deliveries, striking well above 200.
Hardik's got 40 of them off just 16 balls. Standing contribution to this innings from the all-rounder. Trumpelman back into Hardik, who stands and looks to whip it into the leg side. Ball hits nothing but pad, and they get through for a leg bye. So 2 balls remaining, just 4 runs from the over so far. Abhishek Sharma looking on. It's good to see him out of hospital, having had those stomach issues, but still not feeling well enough to play today. But he's looking at that pitch thinking, oh, I wish I could have been out there at the start with Ishan Kishan. They could have had 288 on the board by now. Here comes Trumpelman, another wide Yorker. Dubé smashes it down to long off. It gets to Erasmus on the bounce, but it will just be another 1. So this is all going perfectly well in this over for Namibia.
He's
5 runs from it.
Bowled an exceptional over here. To bowl 5-run over so far is just brilliant. His execution has been spot on. Everything really close to the bat. Just didn't allow the batters to free their arms.
Trumpelman with the final ball of the over. Another very well executed Yorker. Nothing much Hardik could do apart from knock it down the ground for a single off the toe end of the bat. 6 runs from the over, just 5 from the bat, plus the leg bye. 17 overs gone, and India are 190 for 4. Hardik Pandya 43 from 23. Shivam Dubé 17 from 13. Time to get Rinku Singh in. Do you retire Shivam Dubé at this stage and try something different?
I think very similar players. Shivam Dubé has a great ability to hit 4s and 6s. It's just that over was just terrific. And now finally Hardik Pandya changes the bat. He's been looking at that bat for a while, for the last 2 or 3 overs. I was never happy with it. And now these 3 overs could be huge in terms of where India will end up. To get to 250, they need 20 and over from here.
These 2 could well do it, couldn't they?
Yeah, they can, yeah. He's gone for 19 and over so far. JJ Smith, 38 of his 2 overs.
Yeah, here he is, JJ Smith, to start his 3rd over. Into Hardik Pandya, angled across the right-hander and driven square towards deep backward point for just the 1. They managed to execute their plans really well. That last over and then the start of this over. The Namibians just need to consistently do that from now to the end of the innings, and they could well restrict India to a total which at least India would feel was well below par, considering where they were after the power play and even just a couple of overs ago.
Yeah, the blip in the middle between the 7th and the 13th over, where they lost that momentum completely.
Smith bowls, and another very good Yorker dug out by Shivam Dubé for just the 1. Interesting fist pump between himself and Hardik as they were running through for that single.
If you remember, there was a brief period in T20 cricket where a lot of bowlers lost complete faith in the Yorkers, and they went with the slower deliveries, with the slow ball bouncers, and that happened for a period of couple of years. But suddenly everything is shifted now again to the Yorkers. They've realized that.
Smith in, and that's wide. Hardik gets a chance to swing his hands through it, hits it in the air out towards deep extra cover, and fields it on the bounce, and it will just be another 1. But it's amazing, isn't it? It's one of those deliveries, you execute it well, you can't really score off it.
That's what I was saying, that, and they've realized after trying everything in those 2 years, they realized that there's no better delivery if you can execute a good Yorker. Doesn't matter, you've got the scoop, you've got the lap, all of those shots, but still, it's a difficult delivery to hit.
Smith into Dubé, who guides this beautifully in between the gap there at short 3rd and backward point, and it beats the effort there and goes all the way to the boundary for 4. Very welcome boundary for India. They've just dried up for a couple of overs, but now within touching distance of 200, 197 for 4.
Yeah, I just have a feeling the fielder could have done a bit better. Maybe a slide to try and stop the ball. Just kept running behind the ball without a dive or a slide. Quick outfield, but still.
He tries to get the big size 12 out at the end there. Almost steps on the ball. So 7 off the first 4 balls of this over. Still not a bad one from a Namibian point of view. In comes Smith to Dubé, who gets a straightish delivery. Muscles it down to long on along the ground, but it will just be another 1.
Can Hardik Pandya finish it off with a 4 or a 6? Because both these players don't really play the lap shot or the scoop, so they are very strong hitters down the ground. So against them, Yorker definitely the best option.
Final ball of Smith's over. There's a low full toss, and Hardik probably feels he's missed out on that. He hits it straight down to long off. Only the 1. India end 18 overs on 199 for 4. Hardik hit away from a half century. 46 from 26. Shivam Dubé 23 from 16. It's all gone a bit flat at the Arun Jaitley Stadium now, hasn't it? The India fans were expecting a little bit more towards the back end of the innings, but you've got to tip your hat to Namibia and the way they've bowled in these last couple of overs.
Yeah, I think a lot of credit goes to them. They've come up with a plan. They haven't really tried to change anything, and more often than not, they've executed it perfectly as well. Yorkshire Patel on our screen. He's getting ready. They've got Rinku Singh still. Arshdeep Singh in back as well. He's improved immensely with the bat in hand. Still a very good score, but where India were after the first 6 overs, they would feel that they should have at least got 250. But a lot of credit is due to Namibia as well. In the middle period, when the spinners operated the ball brilliantly, and now the fast bowlers, they are finishing things off quite well as well.
It's Erasmus who's going to replace Trumpelman here, so a chance for India to face another over of spin. Got an interesting field there. Got long on, long off, and almost a fielder directly behind where the bowler is. So 3 men patrolling that straight boundary line. And Hardik says, well, if you're going to have them over there, I'm just going to smash you into the crowd over deep mid-wicket. What a way to bring up his half-century. Way back into the crowd. 200 up for India. And Hardik Pandya 52 from 27.
Yeah, I think that's a big call from Erasmus to come bring himself on in the 19th over when Hardik Pandya and Shivam Dubé, 2 of the most destructive players of spin. He misses the length even a bit, and that ball is going to disappear into the crowd exactly like that.
Erasmus bowls from way back, but it's a full toss. It's hit. Oh, what a brilliant catch that is! Out there on the boundary at deep backward square leg. He takes it, he flicks the ball back in, and then takes it at the second attempt. So Erasmus does get the breakthrough in the 19th over. Umpire Paul Rifles signals to the 3rd umpire. Just want to have a look at the feet here on that boundary rope, but looked like a brilliant effort initially, didn't it?
Yeah, I think Hardik Pandya would be gutted. That ball should have disappeared. That was knee-height full toss.
Forward.
Hardik Pandya hardly ever misses, but that's brilliantly done.
Satisfied and ready to make my decision for the big screen.
The fielder at the square leg boundary. Very calm head. This has become such a norm in
confirmed on the big screen as out. So Hardik Pandya on his way back, and it was Likha, the sub fielder, out there patrolling at deep backward square leg, and he allows himself a little smile. And why wouldn't you smile after taking a catch like that, going at full pelt? Realized he was about to maybe step over the boundary sponge, so flicked the ball in the air and then ran back in to complete it. Brilliant stuff. Rinku Singh comes to the crease.
I think Rasmus got very lucky there. That ball was knee-high full toss, and Hardik Pandya usually dispatches it into the crowd. Rinku Singh, you know, everyone knows him around the world, and his ability to finish games off, especially at number 7, can hit sixes for fun. Can he do it in the last 10 deliveries? Can he hit 2 or 3 big sixes? A lot of power. Not a very big man, but possesses a lot of power.
Short, but yeah, he's a very strong man, isn't he? Erasmus into him, and Hardik slaps this straight to extra cover. He's timed that really well. There's going to be a run out here. There's a mix-up between Rinku Singh and Shivam Dube. Namibia have picked up 2 wickets in 2 balls. Shivam Dube, who's run out, looking to sneak through for the single. I mean, the ball has gone straight to the fielder. He has ended up misfielding it, but it's a pretty simple run out in the end, and Shivam Dube has to make his way back.
I don't think I can blame Shivam Dube there, because Rinku Singh did run and then just turned back to his crease, realizing I'm never going to make it. Yeah, that's a soft dismissal. Back-to-back wickets for Namibia. Shivam Dube out for 23 of 16. 9 deliveries left. Akshay Patel will make his way into the middle. 2 new batters.
It's not what India want at this stage. I mean, they might already have enough runs to win this game. But if you're to win tournaments, you can't afford to make mistakes like this towards the back end of an innings. Akshay Patel will start at the non-striker's end. He hit that one pretty well, Rinku Singh. Just found the fielder. The fielder has now gone back onto the rope. Sidearm delivery. Is that going to be signalled wide? I think he's gotten away with it. Just on that blue guideline. Erasmus mixing things up once again. 6 wicket dot. Next ball is slog swept by Rinku Singh, quite straight to a sort of wideish long on, and it will just be 1. So again, things going very quiet in amongst the Indian fans at the Arun Jaitley Stadium. Just taking another look at that run out. Pretty simple in the end. Chikongo with the fielding and the throw. Another sidearm delivery, and he's bowled him. Akshay Patel was through the shot 3 minutes too early by the looks of that. Just completely foxed by the lack of pace on that delivery. I mean, it's come up as 52 miles an hour. It felt a lot slower than that. And in the end, Akshay Patel down on one knee, stumps rattled. Erasmus has got 2 in the over. Namibia have got 3 in this over.
This is brilliant. Exceptional spell of bowling. 4 overs, 4 for 20. When the other team has scored 205 already. He's bowled brilliantly. Again, the sidearm delivery, hardly any bounce for him on that occasion. Akshay Patel out for a duck. India 206 with 1 over to go.
He's been waiting on the sidelines for a long time with his pads on, sort of practicing his shots, and gets a sidearm delivery to begin things, and gets nowhere near it in the end. 206 for 7, 1 over left in the innings, and you're right, Abhishek, brilliant spell by Gerhard Erasmus. 4 for 20 off his 4 overs.
You mentioned Akshay Patel practicing a lot of shots. Probably should have practiced a few defensive shots as well.
You don't usually play too many defensive shots towards the back end of the innings, but yeah, it was one of those deliveries where you might just dab it and get through for a single rather than try and slog sweep it. Varun Chakravarti in at number 9, but he's not going to be on strike, thankfully, from an Indian point of view.
My question is to you: is Rinku Singh going to bring him on strike at all in this over, or he's just going to try and face all 6 deliveries?
You wouldn't bother.
I wouldn't. I would just try and face all 6 deliveries and hit boundaries.
It's going to be JJ Smith to bowl the final over. Rinku backs away, drives to the edge of the circle to cover. It doesn't even look at Varun Chakravarti. He doesn't even make any eye contact with him. Just turns his back as if to say, you should know that we are not running singles here.
Also, it's like he doesn't even exist. He's not even there. He just didn't even bother looking at him. Brilliant from Rinku.
206 for 7, 5 balls left in the innings. He's amongst the best figures at this T20 World Cup. It's Gerhard Erasmus, 4 for 20. 5 for 20 best figures. Romario Shepherd in amongst that hat-trick. Smith in, and that's a full toss. It's been swept out towards deep backwards square leg, and well, there wasn't a chance of making it back for 2, so Rinku Singh again turns his back on his partner Varun Chakravarti, who's very keen at the non-strikers end, just to play his role and give his partner some support. He was looking to see if his partner wanted to run and push for 2, but no, there was no interest.
For Rinku's sake, I just hope that he doesn't play a maiden over here.
He's played 2 dots so far. That's been hit down the ground. It's in the air. He's not got all of it, and he's caught at long on. Erasmus, you can't keep this man out of the game. The captain of Namibia takes an easy catch. Rinku Singh's gone, and India now 206 for 8, midway through the 20th over. Yes, they've got 200 on the board, but it's got that feeling about it that India are going to class this as maybe a failure of an innings, a missed opportunity.
Oh, absolutely. I think they should have at least got 250. And you look at the way the batters have gone out in the last 2 or 3 overs. Yeah, none of them could time it. It just shows that it's not that easy to just come in and start hitting from the very first delivery. Rinku Singh 1 of 6. And I just have a feeling that if it's the last over, you've got to take a single. If you can't hit a boundary, at least try and take a single. Try and get the score as much as you can.
Those 6 runs could make a massive difference.
Yeah.
By the end of the match, you know, maybe not in this game. You wouldn't expect Namibia to get close, but tougher challenges to come through the rest of the competition. I mean, who knows if Namibia get off to a good start? You just never know with T20 cricket, do you? It takes 1 or 2 players, so they're not completely out of it yet. JJ Smith into the new batter, Arshdeep Singh, who manages to dig out a Yorker down the ground, is looking for 2, but will settle for 1. We've seen Arshdeep's hitting ability, but it's a well-executed Yorker from Smith. So Varun Chakravarti is going to get a strike.
Yeah, also they bowled really well.
Final over.
They bowled really, really well. And if you look at the wickets, India lost the 5th wicket at 205, 6th at 205. They kept losing wickets one after another. It all started with Hardik Pandya missing out on that full toss, but a brilliant catch by the substitute.
I think that was to do with the fielders that were set straight. There were 3 fielders straight, long off, long on, and a guy almost in front of the sight screen. And that made Hardik Pandya hit towards the leg side when usually he'd probably go down the ground. Smith gets a low full toss into Varun, who drives well down the ground towards long off, but it's well fielded by Erasmus. Great commitment in the outfield at this late stage to save the boundary and keep it down to just 1.
Yeah, what they did well, keeping the long on and long off very straight, knowing that much easier to hit it back past the bowler, especially because he's looking to bowl stump to stump Yorker.
Smith, the final ball of the innings into Arshdeep Singh, another Yorker. He skews it off an inside edge. They run through for 1. They might as well try for 2, but he's going to be run out, Varun Chakravarti, so they complete the single. India finished the innings on 209 for 9. Confirmed as out there. Arshdeep Singh unable to make it back to the non-strikers end, to the strikers end rather. So 20 overs gone. India batting after Namibia won the toss. And you might just be joining us, you might be looking at the scorecard and you think, 209 for 9, good total. But it only tells half the story, Abhishek, doesn't it? India 86 for 1 after the power play. And then with 6 overs to go, in a position looking like they're probably going to be able to raise the bar and get to 230, 240 at least. But some very good bowling from Namibia, first in those middle overs and then towards the death.
I think they were exceptional. They were just exceptional, especially at the death. Yeah, they controlled between the 7th and the 13th over quite well as well, where they managed to get 3 wickets for hardly giving many runs. But at the end, it's probably one of the best death bowling you would have seen in this whole tournament so far. The execution was spot on against some very, very dangerous players, against some of the most powerful hitters in world cricket. Yeah, you've got to give them a lot of credit. But India would be disappointed with that performance at the end, because these are the matches where you want to test your lower order, where you want to try and see what they can do if they are under pressure, what sort of scores they can get to. Yeah, but a lot of questions India needs to answer going forward.
They do indeed. Let's see how they can bowl. They've got Jasprit Bumrah playing today, remember, so that's going to be a different challenge for the Namibians. Some of them may have faced him in 2021, but only on that one occasion, and such a unique bowler that he is. You would expect India, with all of their bowling options, really not to struggle to defend this total, but it's how India fare from here on in going forward that might well be the challenge. So 210 will be the target. We'll have that chase for you in full in a few minutes' time.
Yeah, thanks very much, Ishan. Very well played yourself. Thoughts on the team total?
Sorry?
Thoughts on the team total?
Yeah, I think we got a good total on board, but yeah, we could have done much better in the back end. But at the same point, I want to give credit to their bowlers as well, because they, I think, executed the balls pretty well in the death ball overs, which and it was not so easy for our batters to go for big shots. So yeah, credit goes to them as well.
I know you faced him briefly. What did you make of the skipper's bowling action?
The bowling action, you mean? Yeah, 100%. You know, starting I felt the wicket was a bit sticky, so you know I had to take my time. And when I thought the rhythm was towards my side and I was supposed to get the momentum going, I just I was just looking forward to play some good shots, cricketing shots at the same time. So yeah, it worked pretty well for me.
How well are you hitting them, by the way?
Yeah, I think practice is giving me that option to, you know, just go for those big shots, getting those confidence before the important games. And I feel now it's our job to bowl accordingly and bowl well in the power play as well.
Good luck to you guys. I know you're busy behind the stumps in the next hour. Thanks,
thank you
Ishan.
so much.
So those are the thoughts of Ishan Kishan, who top scored for India, making a quick fire 61 at the top of the order. Sanju Samson in the side today, making 22. Tilak Verma 25. Suryakumar Yadav, not much of a contribution today, 12 from 13. Half century from Hardik Pandya in the middle, 52 from 28. Shivam Dubey 23 from 16, the other chief contributors. And Gerhard Erasmus, the captain of Namibia, the pick of the bowlers, taking 4 for 20 from his 4. So we're going to take a short break here. But meanwhile, England are back in action on Saturday, taking on Scotland in Kolkata. They were defeated by the West Indies last night, losing in Mumbai by 30 runs. It means that they've played 2, won 1 and lost 1. After the game, England batter Jacob Bethell spoke with Adam Mountford.
Well, Jacob, you got over the line in the first game, not able to do so tonight. What are your sort of thoughts on that one?
Yeah, first of all, you know, disappointment, obviously, after the loss. But, yeah, kind of that, you know, middle period with the bat there where we lost a few too many wickets, kind of just stymied our whole chase. So, yeah.
And was it just the case that you couldn't quite put together enough partnerships, bowling and batting, perhaps?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, we had Rash bowled unbelievably well. I thought Doss bowled brilliantly as well, but, you know, yeah, it just seemed to, you know, we got those couple early wickets and then, you know, they got away again, and it went like that, a couple of wickets and then get away. So, you know, maybe could have been a bit better on that front, but yeah, same with the bat. You know, Salty got us off to a great start, and then yeah, that kind of middle period just was a loss of wickets that did us.
Were you confident at the halfway stage?
Yeah, definitely. I think this wicket was better than the wicket we played against Nepal on. We all found that. The bowlers' kind of feedback to us was that it was a better wicket. So yeah, we were comfortable to chase what we were chasing. But you know, anything close to 200, you got to get a lot of things right, and we probably didn't get as many of those as we need to.
From a personal point of view, 2 decent contributions so far, half century in the first match, 30 got again tonight.
Yeah, you know, both times kind of, you know, would have liked to have gone bigger. You know, look back to that Nepal game, and if I go and get 80 or more, you know, we're probably looking at a score of over 200, which, you know, when we look at hindsight coming down to the last ball in that game. And then, yeah, today it was disappointing to get out when I did, you know, kind of just left us in a bad spot. So, yeah, a couple of good starts, but looking to go really big in the tournament, hopefully.
We mentioned that Nepal game. What were the sort of feelings coming into this match? Because it was such a, I suppose, emotionally draining affair in lots of ways, but you got over the line, so was confidence pretty high coming into this one?
Yeah, definitely. The confidence within the camp is really high. You know, we've been on a good streak of wins, and confidence over in Sri Lanka kind of boosted us, and then, you know, to win the first game, it's always nice. So yeah, we were full of confidence coming in, but you know, I think West Indies just played a bit better than us today.
Because it's a different sort of challenge in some ways. Nepal team you didn't know quite so well, but actually England have played against this West Indies team in white ball cricket quite a lot over the last few years, including yourselves played some games.
Yeah, definitely. I think probably since I've been in the England side, West Indies is probably the team we've played against the most. You know, doing a tour over there and then them coming to England last summer. Yeah, so it's disappointing to not get over the line against a team that you know well, but you know, obviously it goes the other way. They know us well as well, so I think they just got the better of us today.
And from a personal point of view, you've had quite an introduction into international cricket, that amazing 100, of course, in Sydney, and now you're playing in a World Cup. I mean, in terms of your own personal experience, how much are you enjoying being part of this England side in these big occasions?
Yeah, I'm loving it. You know, I love the big occasions and hopefully can, you know, contribute a bit more than I have up to this point. But yeah, I really enjoyed my experience over in Australia. Was happy to get a go at the end and thankfully, you know, made a bit of an impact there. And yeah, I'm loving the World Cup so far. You know, just the vibe around tournament cricket. I haven't played in a tournament per se, you know, at international level since, you know, the Under-19 World Cup. So it's got that feel about it, obviously on a different level. But yeah, it's a cool experience and hopefully it's a successful one for us. And you say you've played the West Indies quite a lot, and of course in this England team you've got a few players with some West Indies connections, Phil Salt, Jofra Archer, and of course yourself. Is there something extra special about playing this side? Yeah, this game always has a weird feeling about it, you know. Even the national anthem kind of rally around the West Indies, to also knowing a few of their players from Barbados. You know, so it does have a cool feel about it, but it definitely hurts slightly more when we don't come on the wrong side, on the right side. So. And now you head to Calcutta, different conditions, and a chance to play Scotland and Italy. Again, different challenges. How are you sort of feeling about going over to that part of the world now? Yeah, feeling confident still. You know, this should just be a little speed bump in the road. But yeah, you know, again, like you said, different conditions. A few of our guys have actually played in the IPL at Calcutta quite a lot, so we'll be looking to pick their brains and see what works best over there. And yeah, against probably two teams that we don't know as well again, so we're going to have to make sure to do a lot of research on them and make sure we hit the ground running when we get. I think we got one training day and then straight into it against Scotland. Because you know Scotland want to win, weren't they? Another rivalry there. You played against Australia, you played in the West Indies, and Scotland. They'll be desperate to win. Yeah, definitely. I think, you know, been watching Scotland on TV and seeing some of the send-offs and celebrations. You know, they're playing with their heart on their sleeves. So, yeah, hopefully we can go over there full of confidence and get the job done. And just one last question. Were you watching the earlier game today, the double super over? I mean, this tournament's had some amazing moments already. Yeah, I was watching all of it, to be honest. Yeah, this tournament's been great so far. You know, all the kind of games that, you know, you think are going to be slightly one-sided or have been down to the wire, and then yeah, again today, you know, two super. I don't think I've ever seen that, to be honest. And you know, the way that kind of momentum ebbed and flowed between the two teams, it was incredible to watch, and I hope the viewers enjoyed it. Thanks, Jacob. Cheers.
Jacob Bethel there talking to Adam Mountford, and they mentioned there England's game against Scotland, and that is looking like a big game now after England lost to the West Indies, and also with Italy upsetting Nepal today in the group and really putting the cat amongst the pigeons. Make sure you tune in for that England-Scotland game. They, of course, played in the last T20 World Cup. Unaffected. It was a nip and tuck until that point. Right now, though, we are focusing back on Group A. Matt Kabir-Floyd with you. Tash Farrant is alongside me. Hello, if you're tuning in on the ABC in America or around the world, wherever you are, via the ICC website. And you're joining us with India having put 209 for 9 on the board in Delhi against Namibia. Now that seems like a big score, and it is, absolutely. But, Tash, I wonder if India will feel a little bit disappointed with that, and maybe even a bit under par, because they had opportunities to get significantly more than that at the beginning of the innings when they had a magnificent power play. What was it, 86 for 1? Then they had a lull in the middle, then they got going again, and then had a very, very bad end. I wonder if this was a game against so-called big side against one of their big rivals, a South Africa or an Australia or an England, they might be a bit worried with the score on the board.
Yeah, well, I think, 210, it will be over par, really, who they're playing. It's obviously a good score on the board, but it was that back end where they lost 4 wickets for 4 runs only. So they just sort of petered out. They had a brilliant platform, as you said, from Ishan Kishan, and Hardik Pandya looked really good, but no one went on to get that really match-winning or sort of tournament, sort of making sure people look at them, and they've got that 80 or 40 balls. Everyone's sort of getting to 50 to Ishan Kishan and also Hardik Pandya, and then just getting themselves out. So it's definitely a very good score on the board, but the way they just sort of petered out at the end, losing those 4 wickets for 4 runs, India will be disappointed, just sort of setting their own standards. They've obviously got to make sure that first and foremost, get the win on the board, try and pick up some early wickets. Of Namibia, obviously huge bonus to them having Bumrah back into the side. But you just felt that almost the momentum going into the break was with Namibia. You could see their fans in the crowd. They were almost celebrating like they just bowled out India for 150, but that was the way in which they bowled at the death. They bowled brilliantly. Obviously the skipper Erasmus and also Smith at the back end. So India, they'll feel a little bit flat with how they finished that first innings, but we're going to have Bumrah with that new ball, so I'm sure that energy will pick up pretty quickly.
Yeah, last 11 deliveries of the India innings, 4 runs only scored, 5 wickets lost. Now that could have easily been 30 runs scored as opposed to 4, but because they lost the wickets, they completely stunted them. But hats off to Namibia, they really stayed in the game, didn't they? Brilliant stuff, particularly the captain Erasmus. Now they've got to do a job with the bat. Luren Steenkamp and Yang Freiling, the 2 openers. Steenkamp facing up to Hardik Pandya. Here he is. And they're off straight away. Namibia just worked into the leg side, just back of a length, on about leg stump. And it's one without loss. Hardik Pandya with his new peroxide blonde hair. He hasn't gone for the beard as well. It's just the hair, which is, I actually think, it's quite good. Otherwise, he'd look a bit like, do you know that footballer, Abul Xavier?
No, I don't.
Abul Xavier
sorry to let you down.
Who did he play for? Everton? Everton and Liverpool.
Okay,
yeah.
are you allowed to do that?
Well, apparently so. Apparently so, but he would dye both the beard and the hair.
Well, he's gone for the 2-tone, hasn't he, Hardik Pandya?
I
A
quite
bit like
it.
Will Jacks, actually. Everyone's saying that he looks a bit Slim Shady-esque. Obviously, the peroxide blonde's coming back into fashion within the cricket community.
Personal view, Hardik's pulling it off slightly better than Will Jacks, but, that's no offence to Will. Right, the left-handed Freiling on strike now to Pandya. Again, it's a hard length. One about off stump, and it's defended out into the leg side for no run by Freiling.
I just feel that these 2 opening batters will have had a little sigh of relief when they saw Hardik Pandya with the new ball. Not saying that he's not an extremely good new ball bowler, but you probably expect Bumrah to take the first over. He's obviously preferring the other end to what Hardik Pandya's bowling at. We might see Arshdeep Singh as well the next over, so I think the opening batters would have just breathed a sigh of release when they didn't see Bumrah with that first over.
There's Pandya again, arms pumping, and he gets this one to move away from the left-hander. Actually, a bit of swing. Just went away at the last minute, and it was fiddled it off the back foot by Freiling, playing a miss. Another dot ball. Yep, seam up. Bowling for it does go a long way.
Yeah, it's a beautiful seam presentation, aiming it towards sort of that 3rd region, 2nd slip. Nice bit of swing. Also stayed quite low as well. We saw a couple in the first inning stay low, but that was when Erasmus bowled from almost a 1 metre trajectory height, so slightly quicker pace, but that one just staying a little bit low and skiddy.
Good start by Hardik. Can he carry it on? Oh, it's a lovely cover drive from Freiling, but straight to cover. No run.
What a lovely shot from Freiling for no runs. Full-blooded cover drive, just not able to get it past extra cover. He's batted in different positions, Freiling. He's been more so in the middle order, but then he's in the recent times leading into this World Cup he's come to open, so he is adaptable. He's got a really good strike rate as well, having opening the batting, 182, average of 30. So one of Namibia's key batters in this run chase.
And they're going to need a couple to stand up here, aren't they? This is going to take some getting, even if the pitch is good. Good bouncer from Hardik Pandya. I think it surprised Freiling. He plays the hook shot, misses. Now they're debating whether to send this upstairs. Was there a little sound? Sky doesn't look too convinced. He looks like he's about to make the T sign, but I think he's just having us on. A bit of theatre there from Sky. I don't think he ever considered reviewing that.
Well, there was a noise. I think it's come off the helmet, actually. I think it might have just brushed the lid there. Then that potentially was what the noise was. Pretty
Is that
sure
not
it's
overhead height then?
Well, yeah, I know that, and he gave it one for the over, didn't he? So it has just gone over the helmet. Did it skim it on the way through?
Dot ball anyway. End result. Last ball of the first over. Driven down the ground by Freiling, and they do come through for a single to mid-off this time, but a tidy over from Hardik Pandya. 2 without loss off 1. Let's have a look at the replay then of that bounce. Was there a little scratch from the bat? Nothing on ultra edge as it goes past the bat. And did it skim the top of the helmet? No, didn't do that either. Didn't hit anything. So, as you were, maybe could have been given a wide.
Oh, I think that would have been harsh. I think that's a pretty good bouncer. I think that margin for error for short pitch bowling is so small. I think you can have a little, not that I'm biased, but I think you can have a little bit of leeway for the bowlers there. It's only sort of a couple of centimetres above the helmet. I think that's a pretty good short ball.
And he was crouching a little bit.
He's ducked his head as well in the last minute.
Okay, all right, we'll give it to you. I tell you what, this is maybe a bit of a surprise. Arshdeep is going to take the new ball from the other end, so still no Bumrah, being kept in reserve. Remember, he missed the first game. He's just coming back to full fitness. But we do expect to see him in the power play. Here comes the left-arm seamer, Arshdeep Singh, short and wide. Freiling tries to cut this through the offside, but gets no timing at all, and the ball dribbles out to the leg side, no run.
Yeah, I think Arshdeep should take the new ball, but I guess what India are trying to do, maybe looking forward, is sometimes if you can try and sneak an over in the first over just while the batters are getting settled. I guess it depends who you're bowling at. If you're bowling at Phil Salt, that you know that he's not going to take an over to have a little look at things. But, you know, in T20 cricket, sometimes you see the off-spinner bowl that first over. Just try and sneak in an over before your big guns.
Left-arm seamer to left-handed batter. Tight line. Can't free his arms, Freiling. All he can do is push down the ground for 1. Just dealing in singles at the moment. Do you think India could do with a decisive performance with the ball here, just to quieten any kind of noise, really? I mean, they bowled really well against the USA, but didn't bat well. So I think they don't want to have another close-ish game. I think they want to make a statement here going into the Pakistan game. It's the Pakistan game next. You want to go into that with a bit of confidence and a bit of form. And I think putting away Namibia will do that. If Namibia get 170, 180, it's not quite the same.
No, yeah, I completely agree. Just slightly slow start to their tournament. Did get the win on the ball, which is the most important thing, but just the confidence within the camp, if they can really win this convincingly, as you say, going into the Pakistan game.
Cut really nicely by Steenkamp for 4. He got a bit of width from Arshdeep, just enough really to snap those wrists and get it behind square, so it beats the man on the boundary on the offside who's in front of square. It's their first boundary, and it's a very nice one.
Yeah, no swing on offer there for Arshdeep. He's looking to start that outside off so that he can get the ball to swing back in, but what a lovely shot from Steenkamp. He's very good square of the wicket. He uses all that pace that he receives. He finds the boundary. Lovely shot first up for him.
Just a long length for Arshdeep. Does he want to get it up there? Try and find some swing. Again, it's short. It's punched off the back foot, but this time in front of square to the boundary rider, Rinku Singh. And they come through for 1. Yeah, I'd like to see him bowl just a little bit fuller. We saw Ruben Trumpelman in his first over, bowling it nice and full. We just got a little bit of shape. Arshdeep Singh is a good swinger of the ball with the new ball if he wants to get it up there. At the minute, he's just banging it in a touch short.
Yeah, and in particular to Freiling, the left-hander, he loves playing square of the wicket. His favourite shot is the pull shot. He's got a slit and a gully in place. Can he get that ball up there and get it to swing away?
Here we go, slipping quite wide. He goes full, slower ball actually, and he almost gets a wicket. It's a slower ball, low full toss on about leg stump line. It's picked up by Steenkamp and it almost carries all the way to deep backward square leg. Goes on the bounce. That would have been a way to get out. A variation tried there from Arshdeep.
Yeah, that was really well bowled. I'm surprised he went for the slow ball, but he dropped that pace down to 71 miles an hour. He's just trying to deceive the batter there, and you felt that it was going to be sort of a knee-high full toss, but it just dipped at the last second. Really well disguised slower ball. I think that was a cutter from Arshdeep. He'll go pace on again in this last delivery.
Going around the wicket to the right-hander. Tucks him up, well bowled. Back of a length, defended into the offside, 1 run. So Arshdeep's first over goes for 8. Namibia are 10 without loss off 2 overs. And it's quite quiet there in the stands, isn't it? It hasn't been a really loud, vociferous crowd, you would say, because they haven't had sustained periods of action where they can really get behind India. It feels like if they had a good period, then suddenly something happens and Namibia get back in the game. And I just wonder if that is something that, with India being at home, the further we go into this tournament, whether that could become a bit of a burden. You know, we saw what happened in the 2023 Home World Cup when they played brilliantly all the way through, get to the final, and then all of a sudden all that pressure of playing at home in a World Cup, everyone expecting you to win, and Australia just sort of come up on the inside right at the end. And I do think India will have that in the back of their mind the longer they go on in this tournament. Everyone expects them to go on and win this, but there's a long way to go here. Here comes Hardik Pandya. Oh, edge to rather strange position Bumrah. He's that kind of fly slip there, isn't he, really? What is that, about third or fourth slip line on the ring, and prevents the 4 anyway.
Yeah, it's a good piece of fielding there from Bumrah, because if you are sort of that short third, especially you're sort of in that fly slip position, you're not sort of expecting the catch there, not necessarily one that goes to ground. But just as you say, that pressure on this Indian side, the pressure is huge. We obviously saw the women's side win the 50 over World Cup in there on home soil in October last year. So they managed to...
Which puts more pressure on the men, I would say.
And the under-19s have just won a World Cup as well.
Yeah, that's true. That's Hardik Pandya. Smashed down the ground by the left-handed Freiling. That's a good shot. He was just given a bit of width, which enabled him to free his arms, but he didn't hit him through the covers. He just whacked him straight on the inside of mid-off, sort of closed the face slightly, and that raced to the boundary.
Yeah, lovely shot from Freiling once again. Seen him play well, square of the wicket. Now he's showing that he can hit down the ground as well. And it's just scratching my head, really. Why is Jasprit Bumrah not bowled yet? I understand he's a really good death bowler, but surely his first game of this World Cup, he's got to be taking that new ball.
I think he'd definitely bowl the next over, wouldn't you? Here comes Hardik. Beats the outside edge. You can hear the groan there from Freiling. It was hung outside his off stump. Fraction short. He had the width. He couldn't take advantage. Tried to climb into it. And going back to the subject we're talking about, I do feel that is one thing that could hold India back slightly. I still expect India to be there or thereabouts and get to the final, and I expect India to win it at this stage, but there's a long way to go. You know, they've got to play better probably than we've seen so far. But I think, you know, the fact that no side has ever defended the T20 World Cup and no one's ever won it on home soil shows it's not easy. Freiling backs away, Hardik follows him, and he's deposited over square leg into the stand. That was a sweet strike from Freiling, who adapted really nicely to the adaptation of Hardik, who followed him, and he just pulled him into the leg side.
Yes, please, Freiling, what a shot. And now he's just making sure he gets as many runs as possible that he can off this Pandya over before Bumrah is likely to take the next over. That's a 96-metre six. We saw some huge sixes in the first innings, in particular from Hardik Pandya. But now he's just been hit off his own bowling for a huge six. What a shot from Freiling.
Yeah, two nice shots, a 4 and a 6. The last 3 deliveries. Backs away and he almost plays on. They come through for a quick single to the keeper, Ishan Kishan. Well bowled by Hardik Pandya. He saw Freiling backing away, bowled a cutter, and Freiling tried to dab it down into the offside and played it into the ground, and the ball almost then bounced onto the stump. But he gets the single, he gets off strike.
Yeah, it's good running as well. The ball only just landed almost a metre from the stumps, but really good communication from this opening pair to make sure they keep ticking, getting the scoreboard ticking over. And they both look pretty calm and comfortable out there so far. Freiling with that huge six a couple of balls ago.
Clipped behind square on the leg side by Steenkamp, who hasn't had as much of the strike. We'll get a bit more of it now, though, because he's nicked it. He gets 1, I believe. And he will be on strike for the 4th over. Namibia 23 without loss off 3 overs. It's been a steady start, not an Italy-style blitz of a start, but it's been steady, and it feels like they're just gaining their confidence, working their way into this run chase.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, they're facing high-pace, high-quality Indian seamers who've played all around the world, and these two opening pair have looked pretty comfortable. Obviously, they need to be scoring at over 10 and over, so they're quite a way off that. But I think it's just important to make sure you don't lose a couple of quick wickets in the power play, just to settle the nerves of that middle order. And still no Bumrah. Arshdeep for his second over here.
Yeah, here is Arshdeep over the wicket, and he's carved hard out to Rinku. Deep point boundary for 1. And Namibia need 210 to pull off a massive upset against India. India may have been slightly disappointed with that, because they were 86 for 1 off just 6 overs. Half centuries in the end for Ishan Kishan, who made 61, and Hardik Pandya, who made 52, got them over 200. It's been a steady start by Namibia so far. They are 24 without loss off 3 overs. A long way to go, though. We haven't seen Jasprit Bumrah with the ball yet. Once he comes into this, it'll be much harder for Namibia. India could do with a good performance here. They weren't very impressive in their win against the USA. They won a big one in Delhi today. So the first 2 balls of Arshdeep's over have gone for a single and then a wide. Bumrah looks impatient in the outfield, doesn't he? Looks like he wants to get into the action. Looks stern. He's going to have to wait at least an over. Oh, what's happened there from Arshdeep? Tried a variation, which came out wrong. It was a high full toss outside the off stump. Freiling had to reach for it and somehow managed to toe end the ball almost straight to mid-off. Mid-off, Sanju Samson coming around, dive, went for the catch, misses it, and the ball goes for 4.
Well, I'm quite confused with what I'm seeing here from Arshdeep Singh. He hasn't tried to target that top of off stump at all, really. He's bowled over the wicket, he's bowled round the wicket, he's bowled slur balls with that new ball. I just feel like it's a bit of a waste. He gets the ball to swing nicely. He's almost trying to look to do too much, whereas his best ball against these 2 batters are probably going to really trouble them.
This time he goes hard length on about leg stump line, and he's pulled very hard along the ground by Freiling through the vacant square leg for a boundary. Freiling is really getting his pull shot going now.
Yeah, he is. Just drops it a little bit short. Hasn't been able to get any consistency really in the length that he's bowling. Arshdeep Singh saw a full toss with the slur ball. The previous delivery goes for 4 straight down the ground. Now he drops it short with the pace on. And Freiling, he's seeing the ball nicely here.
He's got fast hands, hasn't he, when he plays that pull shot? You can see how he snaps his wrist through. There it is again. He hasn't got all of this. It's going out to deep mid-wicket. Taken! India have the breakthrough. It's Shivam Dubey. And Harshdeep Singh does the Ronaldo Sioux celebration. Not quite as gracefully, I would say. But he banged it in short again. This time the fielder was out at deep mid-wicket. And Freiling, I would imagine this has hit somewhere near the bottom of his bat. Yeah, right off the bottom. And it's gone nowhere, really. Dubey just comes in, takes a relatively comfortable catch.
And Freilich, he's pretty gutted with himself there because it wasn't the best ball that he'll ever face. Slightly short, slightly straight in line as well. Just as you say, Matt, didn't get it out the middle of the bat. He has to go for 22 or 15. A good start from the opening batter, but Arshdeep picks up the wicket. He hasn't started that well with the new ball. He's a bit of licorice all sorts, but goes pace on into the wicket, and he does bowl to his field there. Easy catch for Shivam Dubey, but a pretty decent start here for Namibia. In and around that 10 and over, 33 for 1. We're in the 4th over here. But India picking up that first wicket, and I really wouldn't be surprised if Bumrah comes on the next over. So, as you say, Matt, it's going to just only get a little bit tougher for Namibia as soon as he comes on to bowl.
Jan Nicole Lofty-Eaton is in at number 3, left-hander, replacing another left-hander. Defends nicely, first ball for no run out to Hardik Pandya at gully. Got some great names, haven't they, in this Namibia side? Ruben Trumpelman, who sounds like a sort of Dickensian baddie or something like that, and Jan Nicole Lofty-Eaton, who sounds like he should be at Eton, really, doesn't he? That's a great name. Sounds like he should be a housemaster at Eton. Fantastic name. India will be very relieved they've got the breakthrough, though, because you see with the Italy run chase that, an opening pair get in and they start to get going. It's very hard to stop them, regardless of who they are. Lofty-Eaton's off the mark, defending off the back foot out to Akshay Patel at cover point, and Arshdeep responding well after a dodgy start to that over with a couple of boundaries and a wide. Finishes wicket.1, so it's 34 for 1 off 4 overs, chasing 210.
Yeah, and Arshdeep Singh, just with that wicket, picked up his 250th wicket in T20 cricket. He's the 10th Indian player to get to that stand. And still, I think we're going in to the 5th over here, and we still don't see Jasprit Bumrah. I don't know if there's something wrong with him. We're going to see Shivam Dubey instead coming on to bowl. And will this be a ploy that India are going to use going forward? Do they want to keep Bumrah to bowl those middle overs and at the death?
The final 8 overs.
I don't know what's going on here.
Anyway, here's Shivam Dubey, slightly different. And he's punched off the back foot by Lofty-Eaton. There is cover out at deep point there. Rinku Singh comes around, does the fielding nicely, and they take 1. It does seem strange.
Very strange.
So, unless he's tweaked something since being selected.
But then he wouldn't be on the field, surely, if he had a little niggle. You'd want to save your premier bowler, best bowler in the world in all formats, in my opinion.
Well, the only thing I can think of is they're not very worried about losing this game, and they want to give Dubey some overs in the power play. They want to give Hardik some overs in the power play, but you've got to be careful. You haven't won the game just yet. Comes Dubey. Hits a hard leg just outside off stump, deflected behind square by Steenkamp for a single. Yeah, I mean, maybe Bumrah has said, look, I want to bowl a lot more in the middle overs, want to come back and practice bowling with an older ball. I mean, there are a few reasons for it, but it does seem strange.
Yeah, you can't imagine Bumrah not bowling in the power play against the likes of Pakistan in the next game. I'm pretty sure he will definitely bowl with that new ball at some stage in the power play. So, not sure what's going on out there, but I'm sure there is a method behind the madness.
Lofty-Eaton on strike. He goes across his stumps, and Dubey follows him. They're going to come through for a very quick single in the end. Wow, that was a bizarre sequence of events. I'll try and describe it. Basically, Lofty-Eaton went across his stumps to play a scoop a long way outside off stump. Dubey followed him with a very nice Yorker right sort of at his toes, and then he He adjusted last minute and tried to scoop it the other side to the offside. Ball dribbled out to Gully. Bumrah then had a chance for a run out at the non-striker's end, and he jammed his bat in the grass, Lofty Eaton. I think he might have been out there.
Yeah, well, he just got his bat stuck there.
Slower ball, well bowled by Dubé. Left in the end by Steenkamp outside off stump.
He almost played sort of a French cricket shot that you used to play when you were younger, where you had to keep the ball in front of your legs and you had to make you were only out if the ball hit your legs, and that's the best way that I guess I could describe what we've just seen. But an eventful delivery, and then Dubé going for that wide line, little off cutter as well. We've seen he'll use a lot of change of pace throughout this innings. He's got a very good cutter. He likes to change things up, not be predictable.
Cutter again. Up and over just by Steenkamp. No timing at all, but it's gone over Sky at extra cover. He pulls it up inside the boundary rope, and they come back for two. Another cutter, 69 mile an hour from Dubé. Yeah, this is an opportunity, you would think, for Namibia just to build up a head of steam here while Bumrah's not in the attack. They're doing okay, going at about 8 and over. They have lost the 1 wicket. Will we see Bumrah in the final over of the power play? Surprised if not. Crowd getting a bit impatient too. I think they want to see their man. Everyone's a bit surprised that we haven't seen any Bumrah yet. Almost 5 overs in. Dubé's final delivery, banged in short, whipped into the leg side by Steenkamp, but straight to Rinku Singh at deep backward square leg, or deep square leg rather, and that is the end of the 5th over. 40 for 1 are Namibia. Tasha's going to think of some more reasons why Jasprit Bumrah hasn't bowled yet, and then you're going to hear from Nikesh Regardie.
Well, I personally can't think of any more reasons. I don't think we're going to see him at all in this power play, because I think Arshdeep Singh is going to go for his 3rd over in the power play. He did pick up a wicket in his last over, but he hasn't really looked on song. He's been a little bit wayward in his line and his length. We've seen him try to bowl a couple of slow balls, haven't come out in the perfect way either. So I don't think we'll see Bumrah not bowling in the power play going forward, but there's something going on here.
Here is Arshdeep Singh, who finds the outside edge of Steenkamp, and the ball goes sailing over Bumrah at short 3rd and away for 4. 44 for 1. Namibia, in terms of run rate, they're not going along too badly at all here at the moment. Not better than they perhaps would have hoped for when they thought Bumrah probably would bowl at least 1 or 2 overs in this power play.
Well, yeah, they're just trying to cash in before that ball gets into his hand. And Arshdeep once again, wayward in line, outside the off stump, thick outside edge, but races away to the boundary.
Arshdeep goes short, and that's been clubbed, cross-batted over mid-on, couple of bounces into the rope. It just sat up nicely. He's not got express pace, Arshdeep Singh. He can't dig it in short to a set batter there. Easy pickings.
No swing on offer. That's where as a bowler you have to be so disciplined in your line and length. Can you try and hit the top of those stumps, get it into that sort of knee roll height? Arshdeep Singh just hasn't been consistent at all. You just feel that he's trying too many options here.
What does he go for next? Back-to-back boundaries, and goes for the wide delivery, which has been signalled wide. I've seen a little bit of inconsistency in terms of those decisions through the course of the day. And that one, touch and go, but umpire Rifle deciding to stretch his arms.
They're just pushing it out wide of the right-hander here. We've seen him come round the wicket in the last ball of his 1st over. That allows him to shut off one side of the wicket, spearing it into those stumps. I think he's going to stay over the wicket here.
Yeah, he does, and he goes short, and that's a little bit better. Extra bounce, bent his back a little bit more. Yeah, not express pace, 84 miles an hour, but by far the quickest ball he's bowled in this over. He's tended to go to the slower ones previously. And Steenkamp unable to get anywhere near it with an attempted pull. Still 49 for 1. Back to Bumrah. I mean, I just think it's ridiculous. This is not a game. This is a World Cup game. You don't experiment. I mean, Shivam Dube, yes, he's a good backup option to have if one of your bowlers goes down injured, as Arshdeep offers a lot of width to Steenkamp there. He drives square, but only as far as Rinku Singh on the square boundary there at point. So just the one taken. 50 up for Namibia, 50 for 1 in the 6th over. And surely, I mean, if he'd played the first match, Bumrah, bowled in the power play against the US or bowled early on, you'd feel okay, he's done that in this tournament. He didn't play that match. He hasn't played in this World Cup. You've got a massive game coming up next against Pakistan. You want your bowler in rhythm, used to the new ball in this World Cup. Get him into the action, get him into the game, get him into the tournament. And he's out there fielding at short third, just probably scratching his own head, wondering what's happening. Arshdeep follows Lofty Eaton as he moves leg side, and pull results in just the single out to deep mid-wicket.
Well, Bumrah must know whatever the plan is, that we have no idea what the plan is, but he must know, or else he'd be walking up at the end of the over and just taking the ball off the captain, wouldn't you? India's strike bowler. So he must be in on whatever India's plan is here. Just thinking, will we see him at all? I'm pretty sure if he isn't going to bowl in this innings, he wouldn't be on the pitch. I'm pretty sure the big fast bowler wouldn't want to be just standing at short third.
Well, he's had problems with injury in the last couple of years, so yeah, any chance of him not bowling, and why would you risk it? That's a lovely shot, an uppercut all the way for 6 by Steenkamp. Just offered a slight bit of width outside off stump. Another slower ball from Arshdeep Singh, and he just leans back, lofts it over the ropes, and Namibia end their power play on 57 for 1. Steenkamp unbeaten on 29 from 16 after that. Going along at nearly 10s at the moment as Tash Farrant takes a break, and Abhishek Junjunwala comes in alongside me. Abhishek, they're in this chase.
Oh yeah, we're in for a big upset. Namibia beating India. Could happen. It's cricket.
It could well happen.
Yeah.
They're off to a better start than they would have hoped for. I mean, we've been discussing the Bumrah situation. Do you think it's part of a plan?
I think it is.
They're going to do this going forward in the tournament, though? Or?
It could happen, because I think they might be looking at options here where they can use Bumrah's 4 over after the 6th over. So give him maybe the 8th, the 10th, or just spread it out.
Are you not allowing I mean, he's your best bowler.
Yeah.
He's the best bowler in the world. Are you not just allowing teams to get off to a flyer in the power play potentially because he's not bowling in those first 6?
So I'm just thinking that they might be trying to see if between Arshdeep Singh, Hardik Pandya and Shivam Dube, can they do a job if needed, if they want to keep Bumrah at some point in this tournament to bowl after the power play. Can they afford to do it?
I don't think they've done the job today, though, have
Yeah, they haven't, and probably that's one of the reasons why you need Bumrah to bowl at least 1 over, if not 2. But if you get 2 overs out of Bumrah in the first 6 overs, then it's hard. If you need to put that pressure with fast bowler in the middle overs, it's difficult for India to do that, because they need those 2 overs as a guarantee in the back end of the innings. So then they won't have any overs in the middle period if they're desperate for a wicket, which Jasprit Bumrah can often get you in the middle overs. So maybe that's one of the thought process they want to work with, or at least bowl 1 over in the power play and keep the 3 after the power play, which we have seen Bumrah doing in the IPL as well, a lot of times.
Yeah.
So they must be working with some strategy here going into the tournament. But yeah, I heard the conversation earlier. It's definitely your next game is the biggest one against Pakistan. And he hasn't played the previous match, do you want to try and make him bowl in the power play and see how
At least 1 over, you would have thought, with the new ball, get that new ball in his hand.
Absolutely.
He has a feel for it in a match situation. I just can't believe that hasn't happened ahead of such a massive game on Sunday. It looks as though he's got the ball in hand now. A lot of these best bowlers in the world tend to like bowling outside the power play these days, don't they? Rashid Khan does it for Afghanistan. I know he's a spinner, but you do see spinners bowling in the power play too. And now Bumrah coming in for the 7th over. big roar from the crowd at the Arun Jaitley Stadium as their hero gets in on the action. They like their stars in India, don't they? Big superstars, and although this whole side is made up of stars,
far too many.
but they're not quite at that superstar level of Kohli and Rohit, and Bumrah's probably the only one who's in that bracket. He starts with the ball down the leg side, coming round the wicket to Lofty Eaton, and it'll be signalled wide.
Yeah, I think there are quite a few who are getting there.
Yeah.
In the next 3 or 4 years, you'll see the likes of Shubman Gill, Abhishek Sharma, and a few others trying to get to that stardom. But you're absolutely right. Apart from Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma, they at a different level compared to everyone else in India. And then after that, probably Jasprit Bumrah is the third biggest one.
Bumrah continues round the wicket. Lofty Eaton gives himself room, hits this uppishly towards mid-off. Does manage to get a single with the fielder back on the edge of the circle there, Shivam Dube. It's a big unit, Shivam Dube. Tall man, well built. But a little bit caught on his on his heels there, rather.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they use him in this game. You'll get a good indication of how they might use him in the future in this tournament as well. He's just experimenting at the moment with Jasprit Bumrah.
Here he comes over the wicket to Steenkamp, goes for that very full delivery, which has been driven square, but straight to backward point. No run. He's loosening up here, Bumrah.
Yeah, you can sense that he's a bit rusty. He's not had a lot of match time. I mean, in the last week and a half. Before that, he played that series against New Zealand.
It was a bit expensive in a couple of games, going 50 and over, 50 in his 4 overs.
Bumrah runs in with his familiar action, delivers, and that's a good short delivery into Steenkamp, who just sways out of the way of it at the last moment. Ball zipping off this surface nicely. Oh, but he's been signalled as a no ball, so he's overstepped Jasprit Bumrah, and it's going to be a free hit. It can also sometimes happen when you're not in rhythm as a bowler.
Yeah, more often than not, you'll see that happening when they're trying to really bowl a bouncer, which happened. He bowled a very quick bouncer, an effort delivery, and at times with that effort ball, you tend to overstep at times.
Right, here is Bumrah for the free hit. Oh, he's bowled him, but it's not going to count. There's a lovely delivery. The ball crashes into the off stump, and they run through for a bye.
How do you play that? how does anybody ever play that delivery? Yeah, there's the no ball we're getting a visual of, which was the delivery before the previous one. Oh, what a Yorker. How do you play that Yorker?
It's perfect.
It's unreal.
If you could bowl 6 out of 6 there, then I guess it doesn't matter when he comes on to bowl.
Yeah, exactly. That was just terrific. The execution, 10 on 10 from Jasprit Bumrah.
Goes down as a bye though, 61 for 1 Namibia in the 7th over. Bumrah to Lofty Eaton, who gets a fine edge on this, and the ball's going to race away for 4. He kind of played to guide it towards deep third. Don't think he meant to get it that fine. And in the end, he helps himself to 4 more runs.
Staying in the game, going at close to 10 and over. Again, a slower delivery, such subtle variation. There's hardly any change in the arm action. Just using his fingers at the very end. Very lucky as a batter, getting a thick outside edge. Such quick outfield. Absolutely no chance for third to come anywhere close to cutting that off.
Still a couple of balls left in this Bumrah over. 7 from it so far, 8 if you include the bye. And they're quickly shouting for 2 here as Lofty Eaton places the ball out towards deep extra cover. It's very good running. They set off quickly for that first run. Just cranking up the pace as well, Jasprit Bumrah, but not quite got his radar right, apart from that free hit ball.
140, 142 kilometers an hour at the moment for Jasprit Bumrah, which is decent pace. Not express, but
that
decent.
last ball, 89 miles an hour.
Yeah,
144.
was quick.
Bumrah And to complete the over, just pegs Lofty Eaton back in his crease, who defends the ball back down the track.
As a bowler,
9 off
you
the
don't shy
over,
away from
and that leaves Namibia 67 for 1 after 7 overs. Well, we were thinking this could go one of two ways, Abhishek. Get off to a flyer in the power play, or there could be 6 down, couldn't they? But they've done really well, Namibia. Firstly, with the ball at the back end of that India innings, just to give themselves a little bit of hope, a little bit of momentum going into this batting innings. And now they're going at nearly 10s at the moment. They just need to go at 11s for the rest of the innings, and the game is theirs. I mean, I say just 11s. They've still got some very good bowling to contend with, and here's one of those spinners which might cause them a few problems. Varun Chakravarti.
Yeah, I think what we have seen so far in this competition, if you look at the game earlier today between Nepal and Italy, where the first game Nepal played, they really pushed England hard. Italy lost the first game quite easily, and then today, chasing it in 10 overs, 120 odd, without losing a wicket. It just shows that how quickly every nation is improving their cricket, and how close they are coming to the bigger nation at quite a rapid pace.
Varun bowls, and he's bowled him. Steenkamp playing for the ball that was spinning away from him. This one comes in, goes past the inside edge and clatters into Midland leg. And there you go, that's what India's spinners can do. An immediate impact for Varun Chakravarti. And Namibia now 67 for 2 in the 8th over.
He's probably the hardest bowler to face in the world at the moment, Varun Chakravarti, in terms of spinners. If you know that Rashid Khan has ruled T20 cricket in the last decade or so, but what Varun Chakravarti brings to the table with his variation, with his subtle variation, and he got so many different deliveries, it's just so difficult to go after him. And when you have somebody like him in your armory, you know you can always pull things back very quickly by introducing him at any stage of the game. And that's why India, whatever experiment they are doing at the moment, they can afford to do that with when you have such good bowlers in your ranks.
I mean, he doesn't look like a menacing cricketer, does he? He looks like he's picked up his shirt from lost property. It's about 3 sizes too big. It's never tucked in, and he just rocks up. He's got the long sleeves on as well, which is, you know, I guess a lot of players do wear long sleeve, not necessarily in all conditions like he does. Doesn't matter where he's playing, and he just kind of rolls up 2-3 steps, rolls his arm over, and those little subtle finger movements cause so many problems. The new batter, the captain Erasmus, out there with a slip in place, defends his first ball for no run.
And also is somebody who likes to stay away from the spotlight. He's not somebody who's out there in your face like there are a lot of people, a lot of cricketers in India, you know. So he keeps a very low profile. He likes to think a lot about the game. I think he's a bit camera shy as well, Varun.
Oh, that's another beauty that comes into Erasmus. He almost chops it onto his stumps. Ends up getting a single down to fine leg off an inside edge. In fact, I think they may have run through for 2. They have. Look at the eyes as well of Varun as he delivers that ball wide open, concentrating on exactly where he wants to pitch that delivery. Almost gets another. Another googly into Erasmus, who drives slightly fuller this time, and it's another single there to extra cover. 70 for 2.
He's again somebody who you're better off playing as an off spinner rather than a leg spinner. So his stock delivery is all ball pitching and coming into you as a right-hander, and hardly ever he takes the ball away. But what makes him so special is the line and length he bowls and the pace he bowls at. So as a batter, even though you know what's coming, it's so hard to go after him.
Yeah, there's a lot of googlies. There's Varun Chakravarti. They tend to be pretty quick and skid on. Slip in place to Lofty Eaton as well, and he misses the ball outside off. Whizzes past the outside edge. Kishan takes the bails off. And there's no run, but I'll tell you what, the outside edge might come into play here with those googlies against the left-hander. Hence why the slip is there. Ball kept quite low as well. Good take from Kishan. Reverse sweep comes out from Lofty Eaton, and there's a slight misfield from Bumrah at short third, which allows the run. So an eventful over that from Varun Chakravarti, a successful one from an Indian point of view. 1 for 4, 8 overs gone. Namibia 71 rather for 2. India still with an 88% chance of winning this game. Feels about right, but Namibia is still not completely out of it at this stage. Another couple of good overs here in the next 2 or 3 and momentum could shift. But are we going to see more spin in the form of potentially Akshar Patel? We are. It's Akshar with ball in hand. It's always the thing with the top level side, you can maybe have your day against 1 or 2 of their bowlers, but then they've always got more quality to bring in.
Yeah, absolutely. And also as you get closer to the target, the pressure mounts.
Akshar starts round the wicket to the left-handed Lofty Eaton, and ball's worked away down towards long on. Just the single taken. Starts off at 55 miles an hour, but usually likes to fire the ball in, and all those undercutters get it skidding across the left-hander and into the right-hander, with the odd one that grips and turns.
Akshar Patel has never been a big turner of a cricket ball. He's a bit like Jadeja, bowls very wicket to wicket, varies with his length and the pace. That's his.
Akshar in, and that's been slog swept. It's gone high up into the air, and it's got the distance to go for 6. There was no fielder out there at deep mid-wicket anyway. He's timed that beautifully, has Erasmus. A little bit premeditated, but well executed.
Fantastic shot. Just brilliant. He knew that he's not a big turner of the ball. The ball is going to skid through and come in. Picking the right option. Didn't try and overhit it.
Akshar corrects his line a touch just outside off, and that's defended away by Erasmus for no run. Some encouragement from Kishan for Akshar. Another slog sweep. That's gone even higher and even further back into the crowd. Erasmus just looks down at the pitch, chews his gum, as if to say, what's all the fuss about? We're still in this. 84 for 2.
Yeah, he's a very good cricketer. We saw that with the ball in hand. Now he's doing it with the bat. That's a brilliant hit. That is extraordinary batting. And also, if you think about it, in a way, there is no pressure on them. No one in the world is expecting them to do well or win this game. So they can just go out there and express themselves and play with a lot of freedom, which you don't when you are under pressure and there's a lot of expectation of you. So, yeah, in a great position to be for Namibia.
Especially now with the platform set.
Yeah.
Even if they were to crumble and get 120 all out, nobody would call that a disaster.
Exactly.
That was just what was expected. But if some of those risks pay off, then they could well run India close here. Just some trimming of the ball going on. I think a couple of bits of leather just sticking up out of the surface of one of the sides after that latest 6. Oh, it's another sweep shot. It drops just short of Bumrah there at short fine leg. Tried to be a bit cuter that time, Erasmus, to a slightly fuller delivery. Got good contact onto it, but almost straight into the hands of Bumrah there. So dot ball, 13 off the over, 1 ball remaining, and it's dabbed away just forward of point. Quick single taken. So 14 runs from that first Akshar Patel over. Really good one for Namibia. 9 overs gone, 85 for 2. There or thereabouts still.
Well, what I'm saying is they don't even need to win this game, even if they get to 180, 185. So imagine the kind of confidence they're going to get in the ability and the belief they'll have that, yes, we can do well against the top sides, against the best sides in the world, and you give them another year or two, and suddenly, you know, they'll start winning matches against some of the big nations, and that's what we will see with a lot of these teams, because the infrastructure is being built. You're getting the best coaching staff. A lot of these players are getting opportunity to play around the leagues in the world, with the smaller leagues around the world. Because
that's a big thing, isn't it?
That's a huge thing.
Playing in a World Cup,
yeah.
You're putting yourself in the shop window. Varun Chakravarti continues. Erasmus lofts him down towards long on. It will just be the 1. And of course the IPL. I mean, it's a little bit late for this season with the auction, but there might be 1 or 2 players who just put their hands up at the right time, put in that good performance against a top side, and they've got a contract for the next 2-3 years, which could set them up for life.
Oh, absolutely. Somebody like Erasmus, imagine that bowling spell of 4 wickets, he gets a 50, 60, 70 here. He's straight away. There's 8 franchise, 10 franchise looking at him.
And against India as well.
Absolutely.
Lots of eyeballs on it. Right down the track comes Lofty Eaton. He's hit that in the air. He's not got the distance. Akshar Patel runs in from long off, takes a simple catch. And Varun Chakravarti's got his 2nd wicket. He's having a big say in the outcome of this match. And Namibia lose their 3rd. They're 86 for 3 in the 10th over.
Yeah, he's the hardest bowler to go after. Akshar Patel, as we discussed, that he's pretty much up and down. So as a batter, you know what's coming. On a good surface, you can go after him. But Varun Chakravarti, he's got so much skill. He's got so many different variety to bowl. Yeah, as a batter, you're never quite sure what's coming. And another wicket goes for Namibia. 3 down, and Varun picks up his 2nd.
Yeah, Varun with figures of 2 for 5 from 1.2 overs so far. Might not look like your stereotypical sort of, well-presented cricketer. Looks a little bit rough and ready, but tell you what, he can get the job done with the ball,
Yeah,
and that's all that counts.
Yeah, he's a very different. He's a very different character than the rest of the Indian team. Varun Chakravarti. Yeah, but what a cricketer! And it came out of nowhere.
JJ Smith, the new batter, slip in place. Chakravarti runs in and gets one to skid quite low and into the right-hander. It's defended by Smith for no run. 30 years old. Bowled pretty well in patches earlier on. Good Smith. Varun bowls, and he's bowled him. Slog sweep attempted by Smith. Got nowhere near it in the end. Didn't really pick up the length, just premeditated, thought he'd have a go. And it was just slightly short of a length, hits the top of the stumps. And Varun has his 3rd.
I mean, not the shot you want to play against Varun Chakravarti when you're just facing the 2nd delivery. You don't know which way the ball is turning. It's a high-risk shot. You just got to give yourself a bit of time. Often you think as a batter that there is not enough time, but there's always more than you think in T20 cricket. Just give yourself 4 or 5 deliveries, assess the condition, and then you can play the big shots. But JJ Smith, he'll be mighty disappointed with that shot. Out for a duck. Varun Chakravarti doing what he does often, picking up his 3rd in his 10th delivery, gone for just 5 runs so far.
It's a little bit like the old school English mentality. I remember growing up in the 90s, and you were always taught, if in doubt against a spinner, just sweep them.
Yeah.
And it looked as though he had a lot of doubts there, and he just tried to slog sweep, which is, I guess, the modern way.
I think that that's a very that's a lot happens in the West, in places like Australia and England and South Africa.
Varun into the new batter here, and that's been clipped away leg side for a single. Green is the new batter, the left-hander.
But when you grow up in the subcontinent, I mean, sweep is not the shot you would play very often, because they'd always ask you to use your feet or just use your footwork, go back and forward and avoid sweep as much as you can. So growing up, I don't remember a lot of players playing a lot of sweep, because another thing was that if the ball hits the pad, you were given out straight away, because umpires used to hate sweeping.
Final ball of Varun's over is pushed by Erasmus down to long off for a single. So 10 overs gone. Namibia 88 for 4. Umpires used to hate sweeping, so they just give you out. I mean, it used to happen a lot, just you were given out on the shot.
Yeah.
Terrible shot, off you go kind of thing. But also, can I ask, is it about the ball spitting off the surface as well? You tell us a bit more about that, and then Matt Kabir-Floyd will take over from me.
Yeah, no, so there was obviously when we were growing up, there was a lot more turn on the pitches, and they were decent pitches, but there were turns. So if you get out playing a sweep, you were also a bit worried about going back to the dressing room as well, because the coaches were never happy when you got out playing sweep. So that's another thing, which has changed massively in the last 7 or 8 years. But yeah, it was a very different time and different era.
Well, as you know, Abhishek, sweeping in the Middlesex Premier League, also ill-advised. Finger goes up quite a lot.
Yep.
Sure we both know that. Right, this has gone up in the air straight from Erasmus. He's trying to go long and he hasn't got enough of that. Comfortable catch taken in the end. Out on the boundary. Very easy by Tilak Varma. And Akshay, having been hit for a couple of slog sweep sixes, has adjusted and has got his man.
Nicely ball, just tossing it up slightly outside the off stump, inviting the batter to go for the big one. And that's the problem, isn't it? That with teams like Namibia and Italy and Nepal, they can do it for a period that they will look really, really good. They'll score at 10 and over, and suddenly there will be a period like this where they'll loot 4 wickets in 2 overs and the game's pretty much done. So to do it consistently over a long period of time, that's what a team like India, Australia, England, they have achieved over so many years. And obviously, they've been playing cricket for a lot longer.
Yeah, Erasmus sparkled briefly, 18 off 11 balls for him. And they've gone from 86 for 2 to 88 for 5 now. And you would think it's a long, long way to the win from here. Akshay in again, attacking the stumps. To the new batter, who is Milan Kruger, one of the 2 players who's come in to this side today for Namibia. Here he is again, Akshay. Again, honing in on that off stump. Clipped to mid-wicket for no run. You feel as though Varun Chakravarti has just come in and 2 overs has just completely turned this chase on its head, really. And now Akshay's chipping in 2, another dot ball pushed back to him. Required rate keeps going up. Chakravarti, 2 overs, 3 for 7 in a run chase of over 200. Going to be hard to get there if a bowler does that. Kruger uses his feet, but now the dot balls are piling up.
And again, Akshay Patel bowled really nicely in this over. He's slowed down his pace. He's not bowling as quick as he was in the previous over.
Chance of a wicket made in here. It is. Solid block back to Akshay Patel. You don't see that too often in T20 cricket. So now Namibia 88 for 5. And that required rate is going up and up and up. It is now 13.55.
And from that over, I'll be very intrigued to find out if you take that wicket away from that over, he probably bowled that over in 30 seconds.
Yeah, it's true. I couldn't bring you in. I was trying to bring you in there. He kept turning around and bowling.
Yeah, the last 5 deliveries, he pretty much bowled in 30-35 seconds. Quicker than Jadeja. And I've never seen anybody bowl an over quicker than Jadeja.
He's learnt from the best. Listen, I'm all for a very quick over. It's not great for commentating on, but, you know, quick game and all that, not too bad.
That's why they say never start a story in T20 cricket.
Especially when the spinners are on. Thankfully, Bumrah's on now. Here he is around the wicket. Short, defended by Green, the wicketkeeper, who just come in himself. And the problem for Namibia is that they're 5 down now. And Bumrah's got 3 more. Normally by now he might have bowled a couple.
Yeah, I think that's the trend we might be seeing in this tournament, that they might use Bumrah outside the power play. Which for me is not a bad ploy, because if you think about a team and they think after 6 overs you still got 4 overs of Bumrah to play, and especially if he bowls those 3 overs at the back end of the innings, yeah, you got to be really, really special.
Here is again, wraps Green on the pad, beats him for pace as he tries to clip onto the leg side. Too high for an LBW though. Yeah, I totally get why they would do it, but I can also see how it would backfire.
It could, yeah.
You know, if you have a couple of openers get off to a fly and then they're in, then it's hard to get them out. So it's risk reward, I guess you've got to measure it.
What they are thinking is, if you have the likes of Varun Chakravarti and Bumrah bowling 8 out of the last 14, it could be very, very tricky for a lot of teams.
Absolutely, we've seen that today. Game's turned after the power play. Oh, good bouncer from Bumrah, and actually well played by Green. He sways out the way very nicely. But that's one thing you forget about Bumrah, is he does have that in his arsenal. He's got the pace, and that bouncer, because of his action, is actually quite hard to get out the way of.
I think there are very few things as a bowler which he doesn't have in the armory or arsenal. Just with Bumrah, he could do everything. A bouncer, a slow ball bouncer, a yorker, and pretty much nails every delivery as well. That's why he's been rated the best in the world.
It's 9 dot balls in a row now. There we go. Sequence is broken by Green. He works the ball wide of Varun Chakravarti at mid-wicket. And they come through. Yeah, that is a scary prospect. I'll give you that. Chakravarti and Bumrah at the back end of the innings. Now, the problem is when you're playing someone like South Africa, for example, and you let Quinton de Kock get off to a fly and then he's in.
Yeah.
When those guys come on, all of a sudden their power is muted a little bit, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah, it could, as you mentioned, it could backfire or it could work in your favor. I think that's what India is trying to figure out. Not obviously, you don't figure that out with Namibia, but it'll be interesting to see how they use him in the next game.
Full leg stump. Kruger clips the mid-wicket. He's none off 6 deliveries. Guess you've got to be adaptable, haven't you?
Yeah.
To see how the first few overs pan out. Be willing to change.
But I think that's the luxury India's got. That if somebody goes, if a team starts really well in the first couple of overs and have a flyer, they get 30, they can always bring Bumrah for an over or 2. But if not needed, he can then bowl all his overs at the back end.
Glided down to deep third by Kruger. He's finally off the mark. 7th ball. Just the one good over from Bumrah. These 2 overs have gone for 11. Namibia 90 for 5 off 12. So they need 120 more off 8 overs, which is a long, long way off. I think at the moment they'll just be content to bat and get as close as they can. India, I suppose, just want to get it done as quickly as possible. But equally, they want some overs in the legs of some of them.
And I'll be also intrigued to see if Kuldeep Yadav gets a game at some point, depending on the surface. If there's enough turn, they bring him in. But the biggest advantage with Akshar Patel, his batting and his fielding. So that's why he always gets the nod ahead of Kuldeep.
Here he is again, and there's an appeal for LBW. Sweep shot played by Kruger. It's hit the pad. Big appeal from Ishan Kishan. Akshar Patel seems to think it's just outside the line. I think it's fairly close.
I think he gets it right. He's somebody who's not just going to go for a DRS unless he's convinced.
A rarity in a bowler then.
Very rare, yeah. But he's got a very, very sorted head.
They don't go for it. Down the track, Kruger. This skews away over the head of mid-wicket. He's mistimed that, but it's gone for 4. There's no deep mid-wicket. He'll take it. 94 for 5, and that's the issue with Akshar Patel, isn't it? Because he's always angling into you as a right-hander. The ball is liable to skew off the inside edge.
Yeah, not a big turner, even on this surface, where the other spinners have managed to get a little bit of purchase. Akshar Patel is pretty much up and down. His variations is through the air with his pace, not really with the turn.
So many options, as we discussed earlier, India, in terms of spin. Akshar again. Slog sweep, top edge, high in the sky. Short fine leg, Bumrah coming round, takes a really good catch because he actually misjudged that slightly. He had to really suddenly make up ground in the last second or so as the ball was coming down and he was reaching. I think initially thought he was under the ball, he wasn't. He had to move quickly and he just grasped it with his fingertips.
I think if anybody needs a coaching of how to make a simple catch an absolute blinder, that would be the perfect example of it. Because he misjudges so badly, but at the end he still does so well to keep it on in his hand. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Look at the reaction from Akshar Patel. Oh, that is brilliant.
Yeah, you can see even Gautam Gambhir on the side was very impressed. That's a good idea. I'll do that next time I'm playing club cricket. Just get under a high ball, just make sure I'm not quite underneath it and then just dive for it at the end. So Kruger's out, 5 off 10, and Namibia 94 for 6, having been 86 for 2. It's a real capitulation now. This Ruben Trumpelman is the new batter, and Akshar getting his 2nd wicket. He's 2 for 18 now after 2.3 overs. You do see why he is so valuable to this side, because of his batting as well. He can bat near the top of the order if he needs to. Trumpelman's off the mark straight away. Clipped into the leg side for just 1. But with Kuldeep there, you do have a bit more mystery, don't you, I suppose? But you just lose that element of the batting. And that is the key thing, isn't it, I suppose, for the balance of the side. You take Akshar's batting out of there and suddenly just looking a little bit thinner than you'd like. You want to have a top 8 who can all chip in as proper batters around the wicket to the left-handed Green, who works into the leg side for 1.
Yeah, I think they can play Kuldeep if they think that they can play without Arshdeep Singh in one of the games where they can just go with 2 fast bowlers and Hardik Pandya and Jasprit Bumrah and then have 3 spinners, and the option of having Abhishek Sharma as well as the 4th and Shivam Dube. So then you change the combination a little bit depending on the surface. But otherwise, I think this combination which India got at the moment is a pretty good combination.
Yeah.
You got a lot of bases covered with that team.
Last ball, Akshar's 3rd pull shot attempted by Ruben Trampelman. Swishes fresh air, and it's taken behind the stumps by Ishan Kishan. So 13 overs have been bowled, and Namibia 96 for 6 as it stands. If you're just joining us, welcome. Whether you're listening to us on the ABC in Australia or anywhere around the world via the ICC, Matt Kabir Floyd with you. Abhishek Junjunwala is done. He's going to step out for the day. Thanks very much, Abhishek. Tash Farrant is rejoining me in the comm box. India made 209 for 9 from their 20 overs. Half centuries for Ishan Kishan, 61 off 24. Hardik Pandya, 52 off 28. May have felt they could have scored a few more. Here comes Bumrah, start the 14th over to Chris Green, who clips a straight ball into the leg side for just 1, out to deep backward square leg. And Namibia, in reply, were going along okay. They had a good power play, 57 for 1. They were 86 for 2 at one point. But then India spinners got to work. Varun Chakravarti, 3 for 7 off 2 overs. Akshar Patel now 2 for 20 off 3. Devastating. And they slipped from 86 for 2 to 97 for 6 now. And it does look like it's all over, bar the shouting. As far as the match is concerned, how big can India win it and get their net run rate up? Here comes Bumrah, targeting the stumps again. Maybe this one a little bit down leg side, and Trumpelman clips to leg. There's a misfield from Varun Chakravarti, who has his blushes saved, and the ball is thrown back in, just 1. I thought actually Nikesh was a bit harsh on Varun Chakravarti earlier. He was, saying
he's getting stuck in.
Yeah, he was saying, looks like he doesn't look like a cricketer, and he's a bit casual. He's got an oversized shirt, and he's just wandered onto the cricket pitch. And I get what he's saying. He's a little scruffy. I'll give him that. He's maybe not the best athlete. Here comes Bumrah round the wickets to Zayn Green. Slower ball, well played by Green in the end. He just pushes it back to Bumrah. But he's actually quite snazzy. He's got the earring, he's got a little line in his hair, and I think he looks quite cool, actually. He's quite nonchalant. Maybe he could get a slightly, less baggy shirt, but I don't think
that's isn't it? The oversized tees they're in at the moment. So he's just on trend.
He's on trend.
What do we know?
See, that's what I think. I think he looks like a trendy guy to me. Nikesh thinks he looks uncool.
Are you saying that Nikesh isn't trendy?
Yeah. Slow ball again from Jasprit Bumrah. And Green clips this defining leg for a single. Yeah, I just think he's maybe.
It's pretty cool because he's a pretty good bowler. I feel like you can sort of wear whatever size t-shirt you want when you bowl that well.
That is true. That is true. He has become actually an absolute gun in T20 internationals, and I think it's because he's got an opportunity, because he's been around for a while. In the IPL, he's been very good for a while, a few years now. Kolkata Knight Riders. Here comes Bumrah. Over the wicket now to the right-hander. Goes for the Yorker, hits the pad, going down the leg side. Trumpelman runs out of his crease, and he could have been run out. He was halfway down the pitch. Akshar Patel had to pick up and just throw at the stumps, and he would have had a chance of a run out, and he couldn't pick the ball up. Fielding coach not very happy.
That was a really well executed Yorker, and then not a very well executed bit of fielding. Akshar Patel, he's a tall man, just doesn't bend his knees enough. He almost bends from the neck there, so he wasn't able to pick up the ball cleanly. But luckily, Bumrah, he's in a pretty good mood after that specky that he took earlier.
better mood if he gets a wicket. That's a good Yorker right on the stumps, and he's dug out down to long on by Trumpelman. 100 up for Namibia, 100 for 1 off 14 overs, 110 more needed of just 36 balls. But going back to Varun Chakravarti, I guess we all knew he was very good, but we didn't know how good on the international stage because Chahal and Kuldeep were ahead of him, and he couldn't get a look in really. But as soon as he has, I mean, his record in T20 internationals is unbelievable.
Yeah, he's number 1 T20 bowler in the world at the moment. So, you know, he is the almost talisman of this spin attack now. It just shows that, you know, if you feel like a valued member of a side and you get given a good run, then, you know, he's performed at IPL level, but it just gives you that sort of sense of security and also extra confidence to go and perform at the international stage. So he's done it in domestic and also at the IPL, which brings a huge amount of pressure, and then he's been backed also by this Indian side, and now he's just reaping those rewards, number 1 T20 bowler in the world. He's showing us why today, and it's interesting, isn't it, because he doesn't turn the ball hugely. It's a bit like Rashid Khan, but it's almost that mystery that he brings. You don't quite know which way the ball's going to spin, and when it does spin, it's only needs to spin a sort of half a width of a bat, or even just an edge of a bat, and that is what makes him so tricky to play. And he just always keeps those stumps in play, doesn't he? He goes for the googly more often than the leg spinner, but then everyone knows he's got the leg spinner up his sleeve as well. So just that mystery that he creates, and just the little subtle changes with his bowling has made him the best bowler in the world.
Yeah, that's a good point, isn't it? It just needs to turn enough and have enough disguise on it, and that's the thing with him, because he's such an unusual bowler. So he's a mystery spinner, isn't he? He flicks the ball out, he's got the carom ball, as opposed to like a proper googly. It's a slightly different googly, isn't it? The way that he bowls it. And he's got other variations. He can bring the ball away from the right-hander too. And the control, which is what Abhishek was saying. So when you combine all those things, you know, it's hard to know what options you have as a batter.
And I'm sure if he played in a 50-over format and also Test cricket, he probably would bowl the leg spinner slightly more. But because it's T20 cricket, he wants to make sure that he wants to bring the ball back into the stumps. That's the best way to go in the T20 format. So I'm sure that he's adaptable as well to whatever format he plays. He bowls a lot of googlies in the T20 format because he wants to bring the stumps back in. Whereas if he was to play sort of 4-day domestic cricket, I'm sure he would bowl that leg spinner to the right-hander more often.
I just think he's a fabulous bowler, I really do. 37 games, he's got 60 wickets, strike rate just over 13. Those are serious numbers. He might add to that. He's got 2 more overs. He's only bowled 2 overs, 3 wickets for 7 so far. He might not need him again. We're going back to Hardik anyway. 2 overs, none for 15 in his first spell. To the right-handed Trumpelman, slower ball, which he tries to hit down the ground. Plays and misses. The ball bounces awkwardly in front of Kishan. Did they come through for a bye there? Maybe not. In the end, no, they did not.
I love watching Hardik Pandya play cricket. He's so expressionate on his face. He just gave the batter a little stare there and he sort of walked backwards back to his mark. He's always such fun to watch out on the cricket pitch. He's a star of the game. See a huge name off the pitch as well.
Slower ball. This is battered down the ground very hard by Trumpelman. He almost takes out Green, the non-striker there. He had to be really alert. That was hit hard. I wonder if we'll see on the replay how close it was to Zane Green, but I wouldn't have fancied being the non-striker there.
No, and he's a big lad, isn't he, Trumpelman? And I'm sure if he gets hold of it, that wasn't quite out of the middle, but I'm sure if there is one that comes out of the middle, it's going to go a long way. He's a very strong guy, tall as well. Doesn't necessarily get the pace in his bowling, but I'm pretty sure he's not going to hold back here with the bat.
Is there going to be more pace off? No. Pace on this time from Hardik, mixing it up. Clipped out to deep mid-wicket for a single by Green, who's 6 off 10. Trumpelman 4 off 7, so just struggling to get the ball away. Speaking of balls, looking in the crowd and looking at 5 fans who are dressed up with cricket balls. One of them's wearing like a dress made of fake cricket balls. The other one's got a hat made of cricket balls. The other one's got cricket balls like baubles on his white jumper. I don't think I've seen that before, as in a group of people like that.
I'm just thinking, how hot is he going to be under that cricket jumper?
Yeah, good point. Slower ball into the pitch, pulled out to deep mid wicket for 1, 103 for 6. Yes, and they're not going to get there because India have really turned it up in the field in the last few overs. At one point, Namibia were going quite well, 86 for 2. They are now 103 for 6. Varun Chakravarti 3 for 7 from just 2 overs. Akshar Patel has chipped in with a couple of wickets too. So India heading for a big win here just to get their confidence up for their next game, which is of course against Pakistan on Sunday. So 3 singles in a row. Correction, that's going to be a 2. That final delivery, misfield out in the deep of this Hardik Pandya over. Just 1 ball left in it, and that'll be me done for the day. But you're staying on, Tash, and what I'd like you to do is keep fighting the corner for Varun Chakravarti, being actually quite a trendy, cool guy, which Nikesh just popped out, so he might not have just heard the last bits. But make sure you keep fighting his corner. I think he's got real style, real panache, the baggy shirt, the look, the earring. Oh, short ball from Hardik. Tried to scoop that or ramp that over the offside. Did Green, missed it, and it's over bowled. 105 for 6 off 15 overs. Varun Chakravarti excellent with the ball. I think he's got some serious style as well. 5 overs to go. Question is, will they give him the ball again? And will they give the ball to Bumrah? Should India be ruthless here? And then it'll be Nikesh.
Well, I don't know if I can comment on his style. I'm not sure I'm trendy enough, but I can definitely comment on his bowling. He has been brilliant. He's only bowled 2 overs, but as you say, Matt, he's taken 3 wickets and he's gone out 3.5 and over. I'm pretty sure India will be using him again. They do want to go in for the kill here. They would love to bowl Namibia out here. They've got them 6 down, 4 wickets to play with, but they've gone for the seamer of Shivam Dube.
Here he comes, Dube, slower delivery, hits Trumpelman on the pads and trickles down the leg side too. Ishan Kishan behind the stumps, so Dube getting the 2nd over here, and well, he started with a no ball. You can hear the siren in the background, not the sound that any bowler wants to hear, so we will see another free hit. You can see lots of the Indian players with their jumpers on, lots of long sleeves on in the crowd as well. A coolish evening in Delhi. I'm going to try being in London this time of year. Rain every day.
About 4 cricket jumpers on.
Yeah. It's around sort of 12 to 15 degrees, a little bit of a breeze as Dube bowls another slower ball, and the free hit doesn't end up costing India anything. It's well bowled. Trumpelman early on that shot, trying to slog it into the leg side. That's the only way we can describe that attempted shot.
Yeah, it was slightly agricultural, but really well bowled from Dube. You see that Hardik Pandya, he went to his death skills in the previous over, and now Dube doing the same. They're just probably making sure that their death skills are up to scratch going forward. They pretty much know that this game is done and dusted, but they want to close out this game well.
Dube goes for another slow ball, and that's down the leg side, so it's going to be a wide.
It's just, he hasn't been that consistent, Dube, but that is a big change of pace. That ball down to 60 miles an hour. He's in and around that 80 miles an hour normally. So it's a very big drop in pace. That would be a really effective ball. Just needs to get that line right. He bowls it as a leg cutter. And that's probably how he pushes the ball to the leg side. Just needs to start it outside off. But a lovely change of pace there.
Dube, and again goes short this time. Pace off once more, but again Trumpelman can't get a run. Just cross bats it back down the pitch to the bowler, who fields in his follow through.
Oh, surely they've got to get Chakravarti back on the next the next over. He took 3 in his first 2, and I understand trying to get overs into your seam bowlers going forward, but you just want to make sure that you finish this game well, get the 2 points, and carry on to Pakistan.
Dubey bowls another slower delivery. Is there an appeal for an LBW on that? I think there was a polite inquiry from the bowler, but probably bouncing over the top. Not much interest from anyone else. Another dot ball though from Dubey. Back of the hand, slower delivery. Great seam position.
Yeah, that's perfectly bowled, isn't it, from Dubey? He's a tall man. That's a really tricky ball to bowl, and to make sure you do get that seam presentation perfectly. That's it. That is what disguises the ball, because if this you go seam up, you have that perfect presentation. If you go back of the hand and you have the same seam presentation,
we have a clear review for LBW.
It so
the original
tricky.
decision is not out.
Well,
it's a fair delivery.
They've reviewed that decision.
At the split screen.
I thought it was pretty
Forward.
close, but I did think it would have been high.
Forward.
He's a very tall man,
There's a clear
Shivam Dubey.
gap between bat and ball. There's no bat involved. Can you move on to ball
pretty
tracking?
much hit him in the
please?
box, doesn't it?
Yeah, he's quite deep in his crease, but I think this is going to be
Ball tracking coming up, pitching outside off, impact in line.
Crouched down,
wickets
but
missing.
still
Review
hit
is
him
lost.
quite high
Can you go
up.
back on field to Paul?
And missing
Paul, stay
over
with
the
your
top of the
original
stumps.
not out decision. You are on screen.
It's worth a roll of the dice, I guess.
I was thinking about this the other day. I just feel that 2 reviews in a T20 game just
It's a
seems
lot.
that I just think 1 would be sufficient. I feel that 2 is 1 too many, really.
Dubey goes down the leg side, pace on this time, and that is signalled wide. It's been a real mixed bag of an over. Some good deliveries mixed in with a no ball and 2 wides.
I don't know what you think, Nikesh, but I just feel that if there was 1, you'd have to use it wisely. And just as we'll see, another no ball bowled from Dubey, 3rd in the over.
Second no ball. He's also bowled the wide as well. So yeah, 3rd extra of the over, but it will be another free hit. Got away with the previous one. Let's see what Trumpelman can do with this. In comes Dubey, bangs it in short. It's hit high in the air. He's not got anywhere near the middle of the bat on that, Trumpelman, and the ball just bounces away to long on. They get through for 1. We're so used to it, aren't we, with the 2 reviews now in a T20 game, that it just feels normal. But you know, I guess when you think about it, it's such a short space of time. Maybe
if you think
1
you
would
get
be sufficient.
three reviews in a test match and you get 2 in a
innings,
T20, it just doesn't quite seem like the ratios are right there, and you don't ever really use both reviews, and it just makes that 1 review more precious if you were to only have 1. Just something to think about, I guess.
Dubey bowls, and Green drives powerfully down to long off, but it's fielded by Akshar Patel. So it will just be another 1. This partnership worth 16 runs now. Just, I guess, some valuable time at the crease for some of the lower order batters in the Namibia lineup, with more challenges to come in the next couple of games. The MC at the ground trying to get the crowd G'd up. It's a little bit flat at the moment. That's another good mix-up from Dubey. Another slower delivery, which Trumpelman gets nowhere near. He's not enjoyed playing those cutters and back-of-the-hand slower deliveries from Shivam Dubey, who finally completes his 2nd over. 2 no balls, a wide, and a couple of singles off it.
Yeah, it took him a while to get to the end of that over. You can just hear the crowd screaming there. We're just watching a replay of Bumrah's excellent catch, which he made slightly difficult for himself. He didn't judge that when it went up in the air, and I think we're going to see Bumrah here come back on. He's bowled 3 overs for 15, yet to pick up a wicket. It's not often that we say that. Bumrah so often leader of that wicket tally. I'm sure in his last over he'll be looking to take one with him into that Pakistan game.
Certainly will. 3 overs, none for 15 his figures though, so he's been very economical as always, but wicket I'm sure will be a big boost of confidence for him. And he comes round the wicket to Green, who drives, but only as far as Suryakumar Yadav there at short extra cover. The captain still looking very animated here in the latter stages, despite the great position India find themselves in. Doesn't look completely satisfied.
No, he doesn't. I wonder if that'll be just sort of flowing from that first innings where they just sort of wilted at the end. I think they obviously posted over 200, but they were on for 230, 235 at one stage.
Bumrah bowls short into Green, who's surprised by the skiddiness and the pace of that delivery. Manages to get some bat on it. Quite high up on the bat. Attempted pull, but straight to Hardik Pandya there at short mid-wicket, no run.
Yeah, and also eight extras in this innings so far, so they've bowled well, in particular Chakravarti, who always seems to bowl well and is consistent, but you're right, Nikesh, they just haven't quite been at 100% again.
Bumrah goes for the Yorker, and that's well dug out by Green, who gets a single by hitting it to mid-off. It was fired in towards that middle and off stump, but just got his bat down in time, did Zain Green.
It just shows that Bumrah works so hard in this game. He's used a lot more Yorkers in the last year in shorter format cricket. We've always seen him bowl the Yorkers in Test match cricket. Both are lethal. He used to bowl a lot of leg cutters into the wicket, but since the game has evolved, he's starting to go more for that Yorker ball, and every time he's absolutely nailing it in the block hole.
Here is Bumrah to Trumpelman, and he's bowled him. Another beautiful Yorker that. We saw one earlier on off a free hit, which clattered into the off stump. This time a legal delivery, 89 miles an hour, tails in towards those stumps, and there is nothing that Trumpelman or many other batters could do about it.
Big smile on Bumrah's face. He knows how good of a delivery that is, and how can you play that? You literally can't do anything with that ball, angling in, that awkward angle that he creates from his interesting action. Trumpelman, a tall man, just not able to get his bat down on that in time. 89 miles an hour, the perfect delivery from Bumrah. He has to go from 6 for 16, just wasn't able to get going. Just as we were saying, Bumrah's really worked hard on getting that ball into the block hole, and he's shown why today. First game in the World Cup for him, and he looked a little bit rusty in his first over, but you just seen throughout his second, third and fourth, he's just coming into his own, and he's looking really dangerous now.
So Namibia 111 for 7 then in the 17th over. If you are wondering what the match situation is, 210 was the target, and it's Bernard Scholz who's the number 9 coming out to face Jasprit Bumrah. He's got his tail up now, having taken a wicket. In he comes, goes for another Yorker, gets it slightly too full, and it's been chopped away off a thick outside edge for 4 down to deep third, and even Bumrah sees the funny side of that.
I have no idea what's happened there. He's gone again for the Yorker. Slow full toss, spearing into that off stump. Scholz, who bowled nicely, his figures won't show that, but he got the wicket of Suryakumar Yadav. He backs away, doesn't want to get anywhere in line with that quick delivery from Bumrah, and just squirts off into a wide third man position.
Bumrah to bowl his final ball, and it's swatted with a cross pat by Scholz. It bounces away to mid-off, so Bumrah finishes his 4 overs with figures of 1 for 20. And Namibia are 115 for 7 with 3 overs remaining in their innings. We mentioned the weather in Delhi. I mean, it's quite late in the evening. Of course, it's in northern India. It's still technically winter in that part of India. It does get pretty hot during the daytimes around this ground, but at night the temperature does dip into those sort of low double-digit figures, which can be a bit nippy for people not used to, I guess, weather like we get in the UK.
It's warm, it's warm.
But it's 10:20 at night right now. The way Suryakumar Yadav is going on, he just wants to finish this off and get the team home for some dinner at the hotel and just a bit of chill out after the game. I'm going to ask in a moment, I mean, it's a bit different in the 100, isn't it? Particularly in the women's competition, because you guys always tend to play first, and then you're done before, you know, the night sets in as such. As Hardik Pandya comes in to bowl his final over, he's been hacked away, cross-batted out towards deep mid-wicket by Green for a single. Have you played in tournaments and things where you've had late finishes? Because, you know, to competitions like the WPL, the IPL, matches finish quite late, close to midnight, and then players go and have their dinner and then go to sleep by 3 in the morning sometimes, wake up at midday, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. That's kind of their routine through a tournament.
Yeah, it's so hard to get to sleep after a night game. Even if you've won or lost or whatever happened in the game, you're just still wired from what's happened before.
Dick goes for the slower ball, and Colts backs away. The ball somehow bounces over the stumps, and it's a dot ball.
I guess it's something that cricketers are so used to now, obviously, in that T20 format. Most sort of the games, if there is only one game in the day, are in the evening games. Obviously, we see loads of games in this World Cup, so we've got morning games, day games, and night games. But I remember playing in the West Indies where it didn't start till 8 or something. You get back to the hotel at sort of 1, 2 in the morning, and then you get to sort of 3 or 4. You haven't gone to sleep yet, and it's a very weird routine, and the long day in the lead up to the game as well.
Hardik goes for another slow ball, which has been chipped in the air out towards long on. Catch is taken pretty comfortably by Akshar Patel. 8th wicket down for Namibia. First one for Hardik Pandya in this innings. And Namibia now 116 for 8. Scholz on his way back for 4.
Yeah, well bowled. Hardik Pandya realises Scholz likes to back away and use the pace, so he gives him none. Another well-executed slower ball from Hardik Pandya. And an easy catch at long on as well. Well appreciated by the bowler, Akshar Patel. He's not going to drop those. He's got one of the safest pair of hands in this Indian side. Bernard Scholz, who bowled well, but his figures won't show. Earlier in the day, he has to go for 4 of 4. Didn't look like he had much with the bat. 116 for 8. Only 2 more wickets now for India to get to win this game, to move on to the next, which is going to be the big game of this tournament. Obviously been a lot of controversy around that, but the game is back on between India and Pakistan.
It's never in doubt. I don't think it was ever in doubt. Mind games, whatever you want to call it. It's the biggest game in world cricket financially as well, isn't it? Oh, Hardik wraps Shikongo on the pads. First ball appeals, and Paul Rifle's finger goes straight up. He's got 2 in 2, and he could finish this match on a hat-trick unless Shikongo decides to review. He's being offered the review by his partner, and he's shaking his head. He's almost halfway off the field, saying, look, it's plumb, there's no point. But Zane Green is saying, well, look, we've got 2 reviews. Let's just
we have a player review.
You never know.
Well, yeah, they've got the 2 reviews, so they might as well use one. But this looked pretty dead centre in front. And Hardik
I'm looking at the split screen.
Thinks that too.
Forward.
It's another off cutter.
Forward. There's a clear gap between bat
past
and
the
ball.
outside edge. Inside edge, rather. And onto the knee roll. Quite far back in the crease, though.
Ball tracking coming up. Pitching outside off. Impact in line. Wickets hitting. Review is lost. Can you go back on field to Paul?
It's about as plumb as you get.
Paul stayed with your original out decision.
Middle of middle. And Paul Rifle had no doubt. So Shikongo has come and gone without troubling the scorers too much. And Hardik Pandya is on a hat-trick with Namibia 9 down for 116. Smile on his face as well, which is nice to see. Looked pretty angry early on, didn't he, Hardik Pandya, in his first spell of bowling. First wicket of this double. Catch down to long on, Akshar Patel. And the next one, it was kind of a rather than a how's that.
He just knew, so he knew it was out, he just had to remember to appeal.
Yes, hand in the air, look at the umpire.
What's he going to go for here, though? He's got 2 wickets with 2 slur balls, but number 11, 17-year-old Max Heingo, surely he's going quick, full and straight here, Hardik Pandya.
Could it be another hat-trick here at this Men's T20 World Cup? The crowd getting into it, chanting Hardik's name all around the Jaitley Stadium. in Delhi.
Got to bring cover up, surely. Cover's out on the boundary. Get
Extra
cover
covers
up
in
inside
catching.
the ring.
They've got a slip in place. In comes Hardik then. On his hat-trick ball into Hingo, and it's a short of a length delivery, which is quite comfortably defended by the 17-year-old in the end. Surely he had to go full and straight.
Went pace on, but didn't get it full enough. That ball would be bouncing over the stumps by quite a way, and Hingo gets right behind that ball, solid as a rock. And Pandya can't believe that he hasn't bowled that ball on the stumps.
He just got a little bit excited here. The final ball of his spell is a lot fuller, and Hingo just about gets his bat down in time to defend that ball. Outstanding final over there from Hardik Pandya. 2 wickets, just 1 run. He finishes his 4 overs with figures of 2 for 21. And 2 overs remain in the innings, if they can last that long. Namibia 9 down for 116.
Well, India, they'll want to wrap this game up. Still no Chakravarti. They're going for Dubey. They want to get some overs into their seamers. They have bowled nicely, Hardik Pandya and also Dubey. When he's got it right, he has been a little bit wayward with the extras. I saw 2 no balls and a wide in his previous over, but can he finish this off for his side? Get into the 2 points.
And here he is, Dubey. Bangs one in short of a length. It's been pulled away by Zayn Green out towards deep mid-wicket, and Zayn Green has decided that he fancies a bit of a net session here because he's refused the single.
Well, he's 11 off 18. And Hingo didn't look that comfortable at all against Hardik Pandya. He's 0 for 2, but yeah, you're right, Nikesh. Green is just going to try and farm the strike here. He's got to work in even numbers to get himself back on strike.
Great bowls, and oh, the reverse ramp, but he's hit his own stumps with his bat. There's Zayn Green. So Namibia all out for 116. Dubey finally gets his wicket, and I think umpire might just want to have a look at confirmation of this, but hands are being shaken out there in the middle. India wrap up victory by 93 runs. Comfortable in the end, Tash, on paper, having made 209 batting first after Namibia won the toss. But I guess if you were grading it as a teacher, you'd probably give it a B-, maybe, something like that.
Yeah, I think maybe a B+.
Okay. Let's just go for B.
Yeah, I think B. I think B would be a fair reflection. I feel that, you know, they obviously got over. They got 209. They were 9 wickets down in that first innings, but you just felt that 230 was on, and then they just petered out in the last couple of overs. They lost wickets in clusters, and they were a little bit sloppy with the start. We didn't see Jasprit Bumrah till the 7th over, but then when the spin of Chakravarti came on, that's when the game changed. He was brilliant. 2 overs for him, and the 3 wickets, only going for 3.5 and over. And then Hardik Pandya and Dubey finished off the innings nicely, so India will be happy with how they've bowled in that last 10 overs of this game to bring home the win. So they'll be happy with the win, but they'll know that there'll be some improvements going forward when they do play a higher ranked side, and they're going to have that in Pakistan in the next game, a huge game. The atmosphere will be electric, it will be deafening. Yep. So India happy with 2 wins on the board, but lots to improve on, I think.
Absolutely. You don't want to peak too early, though, in a competition as well. They'll be telling you. 61 for Ishan Kishan off 24 balls, the chief contributor in that India innings. Hardik Pandya with a half-century as well, 52 from 28. 4 wickets for Gerhard Erasmus, who was brilliant with his off-spin and those variations. And then in reply, well, Namibia started well enough. They were 86 for 2 at one stage in the 9th, after 9 overs rather, and then kind of fell away. 116 all out, and the wickets shared among the India bowlers. Varun Chakravarti, the pick of them, 3 for 7 from his 2. 2 for 20 for Akshar Patel, 2 for 21 Hardik Pandya, then a wicket each for Arshdeep Singh, Shivan Dubey, who got the final one, and Jasprit Bumrah. So 2 wins from 2 for India. We'll of course have that India-Pakistan match live from Colombo on Sunday. Before that, plenty more action coming up tomorrow with Australia versus Zimbabwe, Canada versus the UAE and the Netherlands versus the USA. All three games will be covered here on 5 Sports Extra, BBC Sounds on the ABC and the ICC app. But that is it for us, from us for today. From myself, Nikesh Ragani, from Tash Farron, from Matt Kabir Floyd and Abhishek Junjunwala. Thank you very much for listening and goodbye.
On BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Sports Extra,
bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
With 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 and Sports Extra 3 on BBC Sounds, you'll never miss a moment.
At the last, sent it forward, in it goes.
More live sports.
Pure live sports. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Never miss a moment from the biggest sporting events on BBC Sounds.
Oh, what a stunner! It's an absolute cracker!
From the Premier League to cricket, golf, Formula 1 and much more.
It's all eyes for the lights and foot to the floor.
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
Right here on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 and Sports Extra 3.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Sports Extra, bringing you more ways to listen to your favourite sporting events on BBC Sounds.
Ball. Oh, edge. Caught behind.
Just download the BBC Sounds app and click on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 or Sports Extra 3 to never miss a moment from the world's greatest sporting events.
They go over, it's a try.
More live sports.
Pure live sports. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Never miss a moment from the biggest sporting events on BBC Sounds.
Drop shot! Winner!
From the WSL, the Super League, the IPL, tennis majors, and much more.
Around the corner, beautifully worked right from Wigan.
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
Right here on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 and Sports Extra 3.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Sports Extra,
bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
With 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 and Sports Extra 3 on BBC Sounds, you'll never miss a moment.
At the last, sent it forward, in it goes.
More live sports.
Pure live sports. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Never miss a moment from the biggest sporting events on BBC Sounds.
Oh, what a stunner! It's an absolute cracker!
From the Premier League to cricket, golf, Formula 1 and much more.
It's all eyes for the lights and foot to the floor.
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
Right here on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 and Sports Extra 3.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Sports Extra, bringing you more ways to listen to your favourite sporting events on BBC Sounds.
Ball. Oh, edge. Caught behind.
Just download the BBC Sounds app and click on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 or Sports Extra 3 to never miss a moment from the world's greatest sporting events.
They go over, it's a try.
More live sports.
Pure live sports. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Never miss a moment from the biggest sporting events on BBC Sounds.
Drop shot! Winner!
From the WSL, the Super League, the IPL, tennis majors, and much more.
Around the corner, beautifully worked right from Wigan.
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
Right here on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 and Sports Extra 3.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Sports Extra,
bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
With 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 and Sports Extra 3 on BBC Sounds, you'll never miss a moment.
At the last, sent it forward, in it goes.
More live sports.
Pure live sports. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Never miss a moment from the biggest sporting events on BBC Sounds.
It's an absolute cracker!
From the Premier League to cricket, golf, Formula One and much more.
It's all eyes for the lights and foot to the floor.
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
Right here on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 and Sports Extra 3.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Sports Extra, bringing you more ways to listen to your favourite sporting events on BBC Sounds.
Ball.
Oh, it's an edge. Caught behind. Just download the BBC Sounds app and click on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 or Sports Extra 3 to never miss a moment from the world's greatest sporting events.
They go over, it's a try.
More live sports.
Pure live sports. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Never miss a moment from the biggest sporting events on BBC Sounds.
Drop shot! Winner!
From the WSL, the Super League, the IPL, tennis majors, and much more.
Nice ball around the corner! Beautifully worked try from Wigan!
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
Right here on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 and Sports Extra 3.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Sports Extra.
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
With 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 and Sports Extra 3 on BBC Sounds, you'll never miss a moment.
At the last, sent it forward, in it goes.
More live sports.
Pure live sports. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Never miss a moment from the biggest sporting events on BBC Sounds.
It's an absolute cracker!
From the Premier League to cricket, golf, Formula One and much more.
It's all eyes for the lights and foot to the floor.
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
Right here on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 and Sports Extra 3.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Sports Extra, bringing you more ways to listen to your favourite sporting events on BBC Sounds.
Ball.
Oh, it's an edge. Caught behind. Just download the BBC Sounds app and click on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 or Sports Extra 3 to never miss a moment from the world's greatest sporting events.
They go over, it's a try.
More live sports.
Pure live sports. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Never miss a moment from the biggest sporting events on BBC Sounds.
Drop shot! Winner!
From the WSL, the Super League, the IPL, tennis majors, and much more.
Nice ball around the corner! Beautifully worked try from Wigan!
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
Right here on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 and Sports Extra 3.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Sports Extra.
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
With 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 and Sports Extra 3 on BBC Sounds, you'll never miss a moment.
At the last, sent it forward, in it goes.
More live sports.
Pure live sports. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Never miss a moment from the biggest sporting events on BBC Sounds.
It's an absolute cracker!
From the Premier League to cricket, golf, Formula One and much more.
It's all eyes for the lights and foot to the floor.
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
Right here on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 and Sports Extra 3.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Sports Extra, bringing you more ways to listen to your favourite sporting events on BBC Sounds.
Ball.
Oh, it's an edge. Caught behind. Just download the BBC Sounds app and click on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 or Sports Extra 3 to never miss a moment from the world's greatest sporting events.
They go over, it's a try.
More live sports.
Pure live sports. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Never miss a moment from the biggest sporting events on BBC Sounds.
Drop shot! Winner!
From the WSL, the Super League, the IPL, tennis majors, and much more.
Nice one around the corner! Beautifully worked, right from Wigan!
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
Right here on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2, and Sports Extra 3.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Sports Extra.
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
With 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2, and Sports Extra 3 on BBC Sounds, you'll never miss a moment.
At the last, sent it forward, in it goes.
More live sports.
Pure live sports. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Never miss a moment from the biggest sporting events on BBC Sounds.
Oh, what a stunner! It's an absolute cracker!
From the Premier League to cricket, golf, Formula 1, and much more.
It's all eyes for the lights and foot to the floor.
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
Right here on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2, and Sports Extra 3.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Sports Extra, bringing you more ways to listen to your favourite sporting events on BBC Sounds.
Ball. Oh, that's an edge. Caught behind.
Just download the BBC Sounds app and click on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2, or Sports Extra 3 to never miss a moment from the world's greatest sporting events.
They go over, it's a try!
More live sports.
Pure live sports. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Never miss a moment from the biggest sporting events on BBC Sounds.
Drop shot! Winner!
From the WSL, the Super League, the IPL, tennis majors, and much more.
Nice one around the corner! Beautifully worked, right from Wigan!
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
Right here on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2, and Sports Extra 3.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Sports Extra.
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
With 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2, and Sports Extra 3 on BBC Sounds, you'll never miss a moment.
At the last, sent it forward, in it goes.
More live sports.
Pure live sports. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Never miss a moment from the biggest sporting events on BBC Sounds.
Oh, what a stunner! It's an absolute cracker!
From the Premier League to cricket, golf, Formula 1, and much more.
It's all eyes for the lights and foot to the floor.
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
Right here on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2, and Sports Extra 3.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Sports Extra, bringing you more ways to listen to your favourite sporting events on BBC Sounds.
Ball. Oh, that's an edge. Caught behind.
Just download the BBC Sounds app and click on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2, or Sports Extra 3 to never miss a moment from the world's greatest sporting events.
They go over, it's a try!
More live sports.
Pure live sports. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Never miss a moment from the biggest sporting events on BBC Sounds.
Drop shot! Winner!
From the WSL, the Super League, the IPL, tennis majors, and much more.
Nice one around the corner! Beautifully worked, right from Wigan!
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
Right here on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2, and Sports Extra 3.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Sports Extra.
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
With 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2, and Sports Extra 3 on BBC Sounds, you'll never miss a moment.
At the last, sent it forward, in it goes.
More live sports.
Pure live sports. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Never miss a moment from the biggest sporting events on BBC Sounds.
It's an absolute cracker!
From the Premier League to cricket, golf, Formula One and much more.
It's all eyes to the lights and foot to the floor.
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
Right here on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 and Sports Extra 3.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Sports Extra, bringing you more ways to listen to your favourite sporting events on BBC Sounds.
Ball.
Oh, it's an edge. Caught behind. Just download the BBC Sounds app and click on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 or Sports Extra 3 to never miss a moment from the world's greatest sporting events.
They go over, it's a try.
More live sports.
Pure live sports. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Never miss a moment from the biggest sporting events on BBC Sounds.
Drop shot! Winner!
From the WSL, the Super League, the IPL, tennis majors, and much more.
Nice ball around the corner! Beautifully worked, right from Wigan!
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
Right here on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 and Sports Extra 3.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Sports Extra.
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
With 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 and Sports Extra 3 on BBC Sounds, you'll never miss a moment.
At the last, sent it forward, in it goes.
More live sports.
Pure live sports. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Never miss a moment from the biggest sporting events on BBC Sounds.
It's an absolute cracker!
From the Premier League to cricket, golf, Formula One and much more.
It's all eyes to the lights and foot to the floor.
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
Right here on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 and Sports Extra 3.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Sports Extra, bringing you more ways to listen to your favourite sporting events on BBC Sounds.
Ball.
Oh, it's an edge. Caught behind. Just download the BBC Sounds app and click on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 or Sports Extra 3 to never miss a moment from the world's greatest sporting events.
They go over, it's a try.
More live sports.
Pure live sports. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Never miss a moment from the biggest sporting events on BBC Sounds.
Drop shot! Winner!
From the WSL, the Super League, the IPL, tennis majors, and much more.
Nice ball around the corner! Beautifully worked, right from Wigan!
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
Right here on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 and Sports Extra 3.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Sports Extra.
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
With 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 and Sports Extra 3 on BBC Sounds, you'll never miss a moment.
At the last, sent it forward, in it goes.
More live sports.
Pure live sports. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Never miss a moment from the biggest sporting events on BBC Sounds.
It's an absolute cracker!
From the Premier League to cricket, golf, Formula One and much more.
It's all eyes to the lights and foot to the floor.
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
Right here on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 and Sports Extra 3.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Sports Extra, bringing you more ways to listen to your favourite sporting events on BBC Sounds.
Ball.
Oh, it's an edge. Caught behind. Just download the BBC Sounds app and click on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 or Sports Extra 3 to never miss a moment from the world's greatest sporting events.
They go over, it's a try.
More live sports.
Pure live sports. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Never miss a moment from the biggest sporting events on BBC Sounds.
Drop shot! Winner!
From the WSL, the Super League, the IPL, tennis majors, and much more.
Nice ball around the corner! Beautifully worked right from Wigan!
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
Right here on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2, and Sports Extra 3.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Sports Extra.
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
With 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2, and Sports Extra 3 on BBC Sounds, you'll never miss a moment.
At the last, sent it forward, in it goes.
More live sports.
Pure live sports. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Never miss a moment from the biggest sporting events on BBC Sounds.
Oh, what a stunner! It's an absolute cracker!
From the Premier League to cricket, golf, Formula 1 and much more.
It's all eyes to the lights and foot to the floor.
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
Right here on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 and Sports Extra 3.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Sports Extra, bringing you more ways to listen to your favourite sporting events on BBC Sounds.
Balls
on edge, caught behind. Just download the BBC Sounds app and click on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 or Sports Extra 3 to never miss a moment from the world's greatest sporting events.
They go over, it's a try!
More live sports.
Pure live sports. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Never miss a moment from the biggest sporting events on BBC Sounds.
Drop shot! Winner!
From the WSL, the Super League, the IPL, tennis majors, and much more.
Nice ball around the corner! Beautifully worked right from Wigan!
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
Right here on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 and Sports Extra 3.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Sports Extra.
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
With 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 and Sports Extra 3 on BBC Sounds, you'll never miss a moment.
At the last, sent it forward, in it goes.
More live sports.
Pure live sports. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Never miss a moment from the biggest sporting events on BBC Sounds.
Oh, what a stunner! It's an absolute cracker!
From the Premier League to cricket, golf, Formula 1 and much more.
It's all eyes to the lights and foot to the floor.
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
Right here on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 and Sports Extra 3.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Sports Extra, bringing you more ways to listen to your favourite sporting events on BBC Sounds.
Balls
on edge, caught behind. Just download the BBC Sounds app and click on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 or Sports Extra 3 to never miss a moment from the world's greatest sporting events.
They go over, it's a try!
More live sports.
Pure live sports. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Never miss a moment from the biggest sporting events on BBC Sounds.
Drop shot! Winner!
From the WSL, the Super League, the IPL, tennis majors, and much more.
Nice ball around the corner! Beautifully worked right from Wigan!
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
Right here on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 and Sports Extra 3.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Sports Extra.
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
With 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 and Sports Extra 3 on BBC Sounds, you'll never miss a moment.
At the last, sent it forward, in it goes.
More live sports.
Pure live sports. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Never miss a moment from the biggest sporting events on BBC Sounds.
It's an absolute cracker!
From the Premier League to cricket, golf, Formula One and much more.
It's all eyes to the lights and foot to the floor.
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
Right here on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 and Sports Extra 3.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Sports Extra, bringing you more ways to listen to your favourite sporting events on BBC Sounds.
Balls off an edge, caught behind.
Just download the BBC Sounds app and click on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 or Sports Extra 3 to never miss a moment from the world's greatest sporting events.
They go over, it's a try.
More live sports.
Pure live sports. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Never miss a moment from the biggest sporting events on BBC Sounds.
Drop shot! Winner!
From the WSL, the Super League, the IPL, tennis majors, and much more.
Nice ball around the corner! Beautifully worked try from Wigan!
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
Right here on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 and Sports Extra 3.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Sports Extra.
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
With 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 and Sports Extra 3 on BBC Sounds, you'll never miss a moment.
At the last, sent it forward, in it goes.
More live sports.
Pure live sports. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Never miss a moment from the biggest sporting events on BBC Sounds.
It's an absolute cracker!
From the Premier League to cricket, golf, Formula One and much more.
It's all eyes to the lights and foot to the floor.
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
Right here on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 and Sports Extra 3.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Sports Extra, bringing you more ways to listen to your favourite sporting events on BBC Sounds.
Balls off an edge, caught behind.
Just download the BBC Sounds app and click on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 or Sports Extra 3 to never miss a moment from the world's greatest sporting events.
They go over, it's a try.
More live sports.
Pure live sports. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Never miss a moment from the biggest sporting events on BBC Sounds.
Drop shot! Winner!
From the WSL, the Super League, the IPL, tennis majors, and much more.
Nice ball around the corner! Beautifully worked try from Wigan!
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
Right here on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 and Sports Extra 3.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Sports Extra.
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
With 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 and Sports Extra 3 on BBC Sounds, you'll never miss a moment.
At the last, sent it forward, in it goes.
More live sports.
Pure live sports. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Never miss a moment from the biggest sporting events on BBC Sounds.
It's an absolute cracker!
From the Premier League to cricket, golf, Formula One and much more.
It's all eyes to the lights and foot to the floor.
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
Right here on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 and Sports Extra 3.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Sports Extra, bringing you more ways to listen to your favourite sporting events on BBC Sounds.
Balls off an edge, caught behind.
Just download the BBC Sounds app and click on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 or Sports Extra 3 to never miss a moment from the world's greatest sporting events.
They go over, it's a try.
More live sports.
Pure live sports. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Never miss a moment from the biggest sporting events on BBC Sounds.
Drop shot! Winner!
From the WSL, the Super League, the IPL, tennis majors, and much more.
Nice ball around the corner! Beautifully worked right from Wigan!
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
Right here on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2, and Sports Extra 3.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Sports Extra.
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
With 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2, and Sports Extra 3 on BBC Sounds, you'll never miss a moment.
At the last, sent it forward, in it goes.
More live sports.
Pure live sports. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Never miss a moment from the biggest sporting events on BBC Sounds.
Oh, what a stunner! It's an absolute cracker!
From the Premier League to cricket, golf, Formula 1 and much more.
It's all eyes to the lights and foot to the floor.
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
Right here on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 and Sports Extra 3.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Sports Extra, bringing you more ways to listen to your favourite sporting events on BBC Sounds.
Balls
on edge, caught behind. Just download the BBC Sounds app and click on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 or Sports Extra 3 to never miss a moment from the world's greatest sporting events.
They go over, it's a try!
More live sports.
Pure live sports. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Never miss a moment from the biggest sporting events on BBC Sounds.
Drop shot! Winner!
From the WSL, the Super League, the IPL, tennis majors, and much more.
Nice ball around the corner! Beautifully worked right from Wigan!
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
Right here on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2, and Sports Extra 3.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Sports Extra.
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
With 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2, and Sports Extra 3 on BBC Sounds, you'll never miss a moment.
At the last, sent it forward, in it goes.
More live sports.
Pure live sports. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Never miss a moment from the biggest sporting events on BBC Sounds.
Oh, what a stunner! It's an absolute cracker!
From the Premier League to cricket, golf, Formula 1 and much more.
It's all eyes to the lights and foot to the floor.
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
Right here on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 and Sports Extra 3.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Sports Extra, bringing you more ways to listen to your favourite sporting events on BBC Sounds.
Balls
on edge, caught behind. Just download the BBC Sounds app and click on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 or Sports Extra 3 to never miss a moment from the world's greatest sporting events.
They go over, it's a try!
More live sports.
Pure live sports. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Never miss a moment from the biggest sporting events on BBC Sounds.
Drop shot! Winner!
From the WSL, the Super League, the IPL, tennis majors, and much more.
Nice ball around the corner! Beautifully worked right from Wigan!
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
Right here on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2, and Sports Extra 3.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Sports Extra.
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
With 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 and Sports Extra 3 on BBC Sounds, you'll never miss a moment.
At the last, sent it forward, in it goes.
More live sports.
Pure live sports. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Never miss a moment from the biggest sporting events on BBC Sounds.
It's an absolute cracker!
From the Premier League to cricket, golf, Formula One and much more.
It's all eyes to the lights and foot to the floor.
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
Right here on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 and Sports Extra 3.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Sports Extra, bringing you more ways to listen to your favourite sporting events on BBC Sounds.
Ball.
Oh, it's an edge. Caught behind.
Just download the BBC Sounds app and click on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 or Sports Extra 3 to never miss a moment from the world's greatest sporting events.
They go over, it's a try.
More live sports.
Pure live sports. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Never miss a moment from the biggest sporting events on BBC Sounds.
Drop shot! Winner!
From the WSL, the Super League, the IPL, tennis majors, and much more.
Nice ball around the corner! Beautifully worked right from Wigan!
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
Right here on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 and Sports Extra 3.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Sports Extra.
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
With 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 and Sports Extra 3 on BBC Sounds, you'll never miss a moment.
At the last, sent it forward, in it goes.
More live sports.
Pure live sports. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Never miss a moment from the biggest sporting events on BBC Sounds.
It's an absolute cracker!
From the Premier League to cricket, golf, Formula One and much more.
It's all eyes to the lights and foot to the floor.
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
Right here on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 and Sports Extra 3.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Sports Extra, bringing you more ways to listen to your favourite sporting events on BBC Sounds.
Ball.
Oh, it's an edge. Caught behind.
Just download the BBC Sounds app and click on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 or Sports Extra 3 to never miss a moment from the world's greatest sporting events.
They go over, it's a try.
More live sports.
Pure live sports. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Never miss a moment from the biggest sporting events on BBC Sounds.
Drop shot! Winner!
From the WSL, the Super League, the IPL, tennis majors, and much more.
Nice ball around the corner! Beautifully worked right from Wigan!
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
Right here on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 and Sports Extra 3.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Sports Extra.
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
With 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 and Sports Extra 3 on BBC Sounds, you'll never miss a moment.
At the last, sent it forward, in it goes.
More live sports.
Pure live sports. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Never miss a moment from the biggest sporting events on BBC Sounds.
It's an absolute cracker!
From the Premier League to cricket, golf, Formula One and much more.
It's all eyes to the lights and foot to the floor.
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
Right here on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 and Sports Extra 3.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Sports Extra, bringing you more ways to listen to your favourite sporting events on BBC Sounds.
Ball.
Oh, it's an edge. Caught behind.
Just download the BBC Sounds app and click on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 or Sports Extra 3 to never miss a moment from the world's greatest sporting events.
They go over, it's a try.
More live sports.
Pure live sports. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Never miss a moment from the biggest sporting events on BBC Sounds.
Drop shot! Winner!
From the WSL, the Super League, the IPL, tennis majors, and much more.
Nice ball around the corner! Beautifully worked right from Wigan!
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
Right here on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2, and Sports Extra 3.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Sports Extra.
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
With 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2, and Sports Extra 3 on BBC Sounds, you'll never miss a moment.
At the last, sent it forward, in it goes.
More live sports.
Pure live sports. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Never miss a moment from the biggest sporting events on BBC Sounds.
Oh, what a stunner! It's an absolute cracker!
From the Premier League to cricket, golf, Formula 1, and much more.
It's all eyes to the lights and foot to the floor.
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
Right here on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2, and Sports Extra 3.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Sports Extra, bringing you more ways to listen to your favourite sporting events on BBC Sounds.
Ball. Oh, edge. Caught behind.
Just download the BBC Sounds app and click on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2, or Sports Extra 3 to never miss a moment from the world's greatest sporting events.
They go over, it's a try.
More live sports.
Pure live sports. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Never miss a moment from the biggest sporting events on BBC Sounds.
Drop shot! Winner!
From the WSL, the Super League, the IPL, tennis majors, and much more.
Nice ball around the corner! Beautifully worked right from Wigan!
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
Right here on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2, and Sports Extra 3.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Sports Extra.
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
With 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2, and Sports Extra 3 on BBC Sounds, you'll never miss a moment.
At the last, sent it forward, in it goes.
More live sports.
Pure live sports. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Never miss a moment from the biggest sporting events on BBC Sounds.
Oh, what a stunner! It's an absolute cracker!
From the Premier League to cricket, golf, Formula 1, and much more.
It's all eyes to the lights and foot to the floor.
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
Right here on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2, and Sports Extra 3.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Sports Extra, bringing you more ways to listen to your favourite sporting events on BBC Sounds.
Ball. Oh, edge. Caught behind.
Just download the BBC Sounds app and click on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2, or Sports Extra 3 to never miss a moment from the world's greatest sporting events.
They go over, it's a try.
More live sports.
Pure live sports. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Never miss a moment from the biggest sporting events on BBC Sounds.
Drop shot! Winner!
From the WSL, the Super League, the IPL, tennis majors, and much more.
Nice ball around the corner! Beautifully worked right from Wigan!
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
Right here on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2, and Sports Extra 3.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Sports Extra.
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
With 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2, and Sports Extra 3 on BBC Sounds, you'll never miss a moment.
At the last, sent it forward, in it goes.
More live sports.
Pure live sports. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Never miss a moment from the biggest sporting events on BBC Sounds.
It's an absolute cracker!
From the Premier League to cricket, golf, Formula One and much more.
It's all eyes to the lights and foot to the floor.
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
Right here on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 and Sports Extra 3.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Sports Extra, bringing you more ways to listen to your favourite sporting events on BBC Sounds.
Ball.
Oh, edge. Caught behind. Just download the BBC Sounds app and click on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 or Sports Extra 3 to never miss a moment from the world's greatest sporting events.
They go over, it's a try.
More live sports.
Pure live sports. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Never miss a moment from the biggest sporting events on BBC Sounds.
Drop shots! Winner!
From the WSL, the Super League, the IPL, tennis majors, and much more.
Around the corner! Beautifully worked, try from Wigan!
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
Right here on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 and Sports Extra 3.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Sports Extra.
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
With 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 and Sports Extra 3 on BBC Sounds, you'll never miss a moment.
At the last, sent it forward, in it goes.
More live sports.
Pure live sports. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Never miss a moment from the biggest sporting events on BBC Sounds.
It's an absolute cracker!
From the Premier League to cricket, golf, Formula One and much more.
It's all eyes to the lights and foot to the floor.
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
Right here on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 and Sports Extra 3.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Sports Extra, bringing you more ways to listen to your favourite sporting events on BBC Sounds.
Ball.
Oh, edge. Caught behind. Just download the BBC Sounds app and click on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 or Sports Extra 3 to never miss a moment from the world's greatest sporting events.
They go over, it's a try.
More live sports.
Pure live sports. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Never miss a moment from the biggest sporting events on BBC Sounds.
Drop shots! Winner!
From the WSL, the Super League, the IPL, tennis majors, and much more.
Around the corner! Beautifully worked, try from Wigan!
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
Right here on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 and Sports Extra 3.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Sports Extra.
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
With 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 and Sports Extra 3 on BBC Sounds, you'll never miss a moment.
At the last, sent it forward, in it goes.
More live sports.
Pure live sports. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Never miss a moment from the biggest sporting events on BBC Sounds.
It's an absolute cracker!
From the Premier League to cricket, golf, Formula One and much more.
It's all eyes to the lights and foot to the floor.
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
Right here on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 and Sports Extra 3.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Sports Extra, bringing you more ways to listen to your favourite sporting events on BBC Sounds.
Ball.
Oh, edge. Caught behind. Just download the BBC Sounds app and click on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 or Sports Extra 3 to never miss a moment from the world's greatest sporting events.
They go over, it's a try.
More live sports.
Pure live sports. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Never miss a moment from the biggest sporting events on BBC Sounds.
Drop shot! Winner!
From the WSL, the Super League, the IPL, tennis majors, and much more.
Nice ball around the corner! Beautifully worked try from Wigan!
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
Right here on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2, and Sports Extra 3.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Sports Extra.
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
With 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2, and Sports Extra 3 on BBC Sounds, you'll never miss a moment.
At the last, sent it forward, in it goes.
More live sports.
Pure live sports. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Never miss a moment from the biggest sporting events on BBC Sounds.
Oh, what a stunner! It's an absolute cracker!
From the Premier League to cricket, golf, Formula 1 and much more.
It's all eyes to the lights and foot to the floor.
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
Right here on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 and Sports Extra 3.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Sports Extra, bringing you more ways to listen to your favourite sporting events on BBC Sounds.
Ball.
Oh, it's an edge. Caught behind.
Just download the BBC Sounds app and click on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 or Sports Extra 3 to never miss a moment from the world's greatest sporting events.
They go over, it's a try!
More live sports.
Pure live sports. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Never miss a moment from the biggest sporting events on BBC Sounds.
Drop shot! Winner!
From the WSL, the Super League, the IPL, tennis majors, and much more.
Nice ball around the corner! Beautifully worked try from Wigan!
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
Right here on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 and Sports Extra 3.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Sports Extra.
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
With 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 and Sports Extra 3 on BBC Sounds, you'll never miss a moment.
At the last, sent it forward, in it goes.
More live sports.
Pure live sports. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Never miss a moment from the biggest sporting events on BBC Sounds.
Oh, what a stunner! It's an absolute cracker!
From the Premier League to cricket, golf, Formula 1 and much more.
It's all eyes to the lights and foot to the floor.
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
Right here on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 and Sports Extra 3.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Sports Extra, bringing you more ways to listen to your favourite sporting events on BBC Sounds.
Ball.
Oh, it's an edge. Caught behind.
Just download the BBC Sounds app and click on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 or Sports Extra 3 to never miss a moment from the world's greatest sporting events.
They go over, it's a try!
More live sports.
Pure live sports. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Never miss a moment from the biggest sporting events on BBC Sounds.
Drop shot! Winner!
From the WSL, the Super League, the IPL, tennis majors, and much more.
Nice ball around the corner! Beautifully worked try from Wigan!
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
Right here on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 and Sports Extra 3.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Sports Extra.
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
With 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 and Sports Extra 3 on BBC Sounds, you'll never miss a moment.
At the last, sent it forward, in it goes.
More live sports.
Pure live sports. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Never miss a moment from the biggest sporting events on BBC Sounds.
It's an absolute cracker!
From the Premier League to cricket, golf, Formula One and much more.
It's all eyes to the lights and foot to the floor.
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
Right here on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 and Sports Extra 3.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Sports Extra, bringing you more ways to listen to your favourite sporting events on BBC Sounds.
Ball. Oh, it's an edge. Caught behind.
Just download the BBC Sounds app and click on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 or Sports Extra 3 to never miss a moment from the world's greatest sporting events.
They go over, it's a try.
More live sports.
Pure live sports. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Never miss a moment from the biggest sporting events on BBC Sounds.
Drop shot! Winner!
From the WSL, the Super League, the IPL, tennis majors, and much more.
Nice ball around the corner! Beautifully worked right from Wigan!
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
Right here on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 and Sports Extra 3.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Sports Extra.
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
With 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 and Sports Extra 3 on BBC Sounds, you'll never miss a moment.
At the last, sent it forward, in it goes.
More live sports.
Pure live sports. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Never miss a moment from the biggest sporting events on BBC Sounds.
It's an absolute cracker!
From the Premier League to cricket, golf, Formula One and much more.
It's all eyes to the lights and foot to the floor.
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
Right here on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 and Sports Extra 3.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Sports Extra, bringing you more ways to listen to your favourite sporting events on BBC Sounds.
Ball. Oh, it's an edge. Caught behind.
Just download the BBC Sounds app and click on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 or Sports Extra 3 to never miss a moment from the world's greatest sporting events.
They go over, it's a try.
More live sports.
Pure live sports. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Never miss a moment from the biggest sporting events on BBC Sounds.
Drop shot! Winner!
From the WSL, the Super League, the IPL, tennis majors and much more.
Nice ball around the corner! Beautifully worked right from Wigan!
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
Right here on 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 and Sports Extra 3.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Sports Extra.
Bringing you more live commentary from the world's greatest sporting events.
With 5 Sports Extra, Sports Extra 2 and Sports Extra 3 on BBC Sounds, you'll never miss a moment.
At the last, sent it forward, in it goes.
More live sports.
Pure live sports. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Never miss a moment from the biggest sporting events on BBC Sounds.
It's an absolute cracker!
From the Premier League to cricket, golf, Formula One